And you are welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Loose Talk.
Yeah.
I need more energy, man. It's your favorite. Is this not your? Well, I know you've talked about this and two,
Please,
three, four,
please, please.
and Steve has asked you
I am
one
living
million
with
times.
When I ask questions, if people think this guy is just trolling or is just joking. You guys don't take me serious until you start happening.
we don't take you
It becomes
seriously.
real.
We don't take you
Shay
seriously.
is becoming real now, right? It's now a
I
legit
see it.
question. Now you
I see
exactly.
it.
I'm
I
telling you,
see it.
bro.
I
You know.
see it.
Please, I
Who's
live.
your fave?
It's fave. That's my
Now
fave.
only me, your fave.
Please, surely fave. That's my fave.
Who fave? Where's fave?
She did now. She did. The guy, she did bubble. She did bubble. She did do things.
Shout out to Fave. Shout out to Fave. And shout out to that record on what's the name of the record? Kante. The one with
Kante.
Davido. That's
Kante
The
that's
one
a
was.
with the
record. She
video.
killed that
Yeah.
record. She
Yeah, she
killed that
killed it.
record. She killed it.
Someone just had a
But what
feature
is
on the biggest album you see, and you're asking where is she?
no,
I
no,
do.
because I thought, she was going to capitalize off it and maybe drop a new
Oh, okay,
single off
okay.
it and all
I
that.
think she's
Yeah.
dropping something second half of
I
the year.
get.
Most likely, but let's wait and see. Not
Yeah,
everybody
she
shave
should.
vibes.
She should
Nobody's every, not everybody.
capitalize it. Sorry, what's that song?
Not everybody shave vibes. Sorry.
Shout out to Shay Vibes. Shout out to Shay Vibes.
I've not even
We'll
listened to
talk
this
about him
new
later.
album.
Oh man, the album is dope. That Kingdom Come.
Awesome.
It's dope. It's dope. Sorry, quick one. Why is the song named Kante? Is it because she says I can't feel your pressure? Like, what's the song named
There's a
Kante?
there's a drop of they mention Kante there. There's a line about
As
skills. Then Kante is mentioned in the song. So
as 30 BG guy.
yeah.
Our 30 BG
Excuse me.
correspondent.
First of all, you've not seen me with a 30
Okay.
BG
Let's
membership
not do
card.
it. You don't you work from the background, like you work from behind the scenes, so
The
people
plug
don't know
is the
that
plug
you're
is a
actually 30 BG.
multi-company entity. It's like Apple and this thing. You're not saying I'm working for iPhone. I don't work for iPhone. I work in the AirPods department. They are different
It's
things
it's
entirely.
the same, it's the same thing. It's the same
Okay.
thing, my brother.
I even thought we were going to use this whole thing to lie, and say we didn't record the podcast because, 30BG sent the contingents to the US to go and deal with some things. That's why we were not
Yeah,
available to record the
I
podcast.
please,
that's true.
Ayo,
That's true.
is that not the lie we're going
Because
with?
the block has been hot.
bro, Atlanta police is not the same as Iraji. I beg you, name of God. Atlanta police and Iraji are two different. You don't roll like that in America. It doesn't happen. No. You
My
can't.
brother,
You don't
who
move
said
like that.
anything about who said any, who said
Who
anything
said
about
anything about
antenata
Atlanta?
at Atlanta? This is New York.
Shout out to that guy.
Okay,
Shout out
Shuku.
to that guy.
Okay, Shuku.
Ogechukwu. Ogechukwu.
They say you should come away for Atlanta. Oh. Eh? Nobody said anything about Atlanta. This is the
This
story
is New
of
York,
not
bro.
of. First of all, it's New York. Number two, this is the story
To be
why we
honest,
missed
to be honest,
the podcast.
I don't even follow. I'm not following that story like every single detail. I just know that there's somebody ranting online. That's all I know.
My brother, let me tell you something. I have to be very honest to you. Very, very honest to you. When I'm on that Instagram page of the said person, or I'm
Mm.
following the story, there's only one record that is playing in the background.
Kante.
This is the only record. You gotta put this record in the background.
I would like to state in the course of this podcast that 30VG is a strictly charity and music organization. Yeah, thank you very much.
Come on, man. Ayo, come on, man. Okay, okay. Let's get back to let's get back on track before we were derailed.
Yeah,
My name is Osagz Alunge.
My name is Ayomide Tayo AOT2.
People are introducing yourselves as if you people have a consistent. You can't keep a consistent podcast with consistent days, consistent schedule. They introduce yourself. Who wanna help? Man, fuck out of here.
I
Maybe your
beg
phone
your
is.
Hmm.
pardon. Just because we're not publishing on said day.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this is an issue.
You
They
have an
have
Come on, man.
obligation. You have an obligation to the people, to your listeners, right? To
Mm-hmm.
release on a certain day, to release your podcast on a certain
pause,
day.
pause, pause. I'm
If
not
you can't
Yes.
releasing
keep up
yet.
with it, okay, that shouldn't be saying release.
Yes.
After I just finished talking about 30 BG, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, man. It's quite porous off in here, man. It could be porous. Shit could start leaking.
I do not know these gentlemen on this podcast. I do not know them at all.
You can't be denying us on this. The
Wala,
episode is not.
wala, wala, wala.
We're not even 10 minutes in. You're already denying us. Why
How,
now? Ayo,
yes,
now,
so
come on, man.
Oh god.
Why you Ayo, it is
Why they
not in
do
your
like this
character
now?
to deny. You are denying
Uh,
already. It's not even 10 minutes.
they
Deny
have
should
to.
not even be in your
Please, I have more important things to talk about.
deny, deny, deny.
Tinubu's ministerial list is more important right now.
I'm not sure.
At this rate, bro.
Because that list is looking packed right
Anyways,
now.
how was we'll discuss that list. We're gonna touch on that. How you guys doing, man?
I'm
I'm
trying. We're
good. I'm
doing good.
solid.
We're
Just
doing
finished
good
playing
in the city of
football. I'm good.
Lagos.
I'm good. I'm good.
That's dope.
I'm
That's
solid.
dope. Okay. Let's start off the pod by
Sorry,
first of all
Osagi, how you doing?
apologizing for not dropping
Sorry,
on.
sorry, Osagi, wait. How you doing? Before you say you
I'm good.
don't care.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
You
Thank
sleep a
you.
lot
Oh,
these
thank you
days,
for
Osagi. You sleep a lot
thank
these
you.
days.
I'm pregnant.
Wow. I'm, I'm trans happy for you. I'm very trans happy.
I'm pregnant. What else, man? Yeah,
Uh,
that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
That's it.
That's
Settle.
I
it.
agree,
You know,
bro. Who's
you gotta.
responsible for it? Who's
Yeah, this is.
responsible?
I'm sticking with it, and
You have to
you
respect
have
it.
to, you have to respect and accept it. Remember, this is
Yep.
we just finished Pride Month.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
have
That's
to
true.
welcome me and embrace me.
I
And
agree.
respect
I
me.
agree.
Shout out
You
to
know.
I
But
agree.
anyways, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, let me just come out straight up and take the blame for not dropping the podcast on said day, man. I slept off, guys. I'm sorry. I missed the recording.
twice.
And
He
I
slept
we
on the
slept.
block
Yeah,
twice.
twice actually. I
Like,
slept.
wow.
Uh,
See, bro, let me tell you something. The block is sleeping.
He's sleeping. No pun intended.
The block is sleeping. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Everything goes back to this whole podcast. We can record this whole podcast and it would just go back to one same thing. Might as well just throw on that Jauru instrumental and just call it a day,
It's
man.
New York.
It's New York.
It's New York, bro.
It's New York, man. It's New York with five boroughs: Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan. Anyways, yeah. So, basically, I slept off, man. I was just like super tired and everything, and we're recording virtually, and all that. So I slept off, and the guys they tried. It was very responsible of me, but man, let me tell you, the second time, bro, I was ready to record. I was telling you guys now, and
Yeah,
my
you
wife just
said
said,
it.
"Oh, just come upstairs and just I don't want to be alone." Blah blah. I'm like, okay, let me just go. I'll set the alarm, bro. I set the alarm on my phone. I swear to God, I didn't hear shit. I woke up past 12. I since missed calls from you guys. I was just like, fuck. So guys, everybody listening,
Talking about alarm,
I
alarm fucked me up yesterday too. So last night I
mm,
was about to sleep. I set the alarm to like, but I intended to set the alarm at 12, like 12:54, like
mm-hmm,
you know, some minutes to one a.m. So I set the alarm 1:54, 1:56, 1:58, and I slept. I woke up
mm.
this morning around 6, blah blah blah. So 12:54 p.m. today, the alarm started ringing. So apparently it was PM and not AM.
You don't fuck up. You don't fuck
This
up. You don't
guy,
fuck up. You don't fuck up.
As the thing started ringing, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
in a way, you just feel vindicated. Okay, an alarm never rang.
Exactly. That's how I
Mm.
felt. I'm like, hey. I know I can't
Yeah.
sleep through this alarm. So I couldn't have slept through that alarm. So that's what happened to me
Bro,
last
an
night.
alarm woke me up right now to even record this one.
Wow.
Wow,
Wow.
that's
Telling
good.
you, yeah, the thing just started vibrating off my hand. I was like, okay, I just woke up. Yeah, I have a podcast. Logged in and
Yeah,
I saw Steve already there.
I was already here, man, chilling.
Tested everything, right,
Yeah.
Steve? Tested and ready to go.
Yup.
Anyways, yeah. So that's it. Well, that's it. Good to know you guys are doing well and everything, man. Let's get into the proceedings.
Yep.
We have a podcast to record. First of all, I want to give a shout out to everybody who sent a fan mail. We
Omo.
get a barrage, like we get the whole um 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 number of fan mails every week, and we can't read everything every week, so we try and group as many as possible to read, and then we push the rest to the next week. But like more keep coming in and all that, and I just want to say, guys, keep sending them in because we're going to read everything. We also have an Ask the Giants email today. So you guys just get ready. You have some advice to give. Some really good sound advice. Okay? Really good sound advice. And interestingly, it's not about anybody saying they're pregnant. So I think we're safe. Anyways, man. Anyways, all right. Enough of this fooling around. Okay, so first fan mail is from Tokini George. I think this is a regular writer and big time listener. So let's go. Hello to my favorite podcast host, Laugh Out Loud. I wanted to type or say hello, Giants, but Steve Dede called out Mr. Longe. Oh, he said in French, so it's Mr. Allonge for almost calling the pod Loose Talk Giants. In the now defunct podcast, it was customary for us to affectionately refer to ourselves or you guys as Hello Giants. Nevertheless, a recent incident occurred when Steve Dede jokingly reprimanded Mr. Allonge for almost referring to the podcast as Loose Talk Giants. This got me wondering about the official term for us, the listeners, as Hello Giants seems to have fallen out of use. The primary reason for my email today is to shed light on a matter involving KC's new wave and seek your insights. In my opinion, it appears that Casey may have appropriated the idea from Collar Boy, an artist you might want to check out on YouTube, without acknowledging or collaborating with him. Collar Boy was the pioneer in introducing the Oja, a local traditional flute playing during festivals in the East. He aptly named it Color Piano when he released the first volume earlier this year. Collar Boy has been teasing a second volume when Casey, leveraging his mainstream influence and branding, seemingly took hold of the concept and presented himself as the pioneer of the Oja sound. In reality, the idea was not his own. Even the cultural praise concept was an adaptation of existing Eastern traditions, repackaged for mainstream consumption. Casey's claim of being the pioneer is, in my opinion, questionable. I encourage you to conduct your own research to verify the facts. There are various resources available, including YouTube videos with specific dates that can shed more light on this matter. I apologize for the length of this email and hope that I have not been too tedious in my explanation. I eagerly anticipate your thoughts and insights on this subject. Pardon the typos and wrong grammar. Love and peace. Tokeny George. All right. I'm just going to follow up with a quick email from someone else. When I was skimming through the emails, right, when it was being put together, someone else also touched on this Oja piano, color piano thing. So let me just read this. This is from Mr. Fantastic. Hi, bros. This is Mr. Fantastic. All protocols. I have a question for you guys since we are discussing the Oja piano song by Casey. Which do you think is more of a fire song, color piano or Oja piano? I think Oja piano is greater because it is the first song to introduce the Oja sound to Amapiano, not taking away from color piano, which actually has a better beat and is better. But first to market always wins. That Oja sound with Amapiano is so fire that I'm pretty sure that we have not seen the last of it. It's the next big wave. Amapiano or Afropiano or whatever you want to call it or whatever you want to call it, Afropiano, or whatever you may want to call that kind. You may want to call it kind of got stale. What do you guys think? One Love. Okay, so from Mr. Fantastic and Tokeny George, we can clearly see that the narrative has already started to go. Now, I did some background research on this thing when I read this email, and truth be told, right, the color piano guy actually had already started to release this kind of music using the local traditional flute, anyways. But Casey has gone mainstream with it. And my only feedback here is that Casey is just on brand.
Uh,
you know,
uh,
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Osage, do you know an artist called Dresan?
Um,
Dresan. No, no,
Yes.
no.
So Dresan in 2014 or 2013 released a song called Shoki, right? Accompanied with the dance. But somehow,
2000 when?
2013, 2014, he was the first person to do a song about Shoki. But everybody knows Kesh and later
Okay.
Orezi as the ones who like were the faces of Shoki. So it's not the first to do it. It's the first. It's the person who makes it like known, very popular. And first of all, Casey is
Okay.
ask.
I want to ask a question. Yeah, you were very right to say, oh, he's not the first person to do it, but he's the first person to bring it mainstream. But I want to ask the people that took it mainstream, where did they get it from? Like, where did they get the inspiration from?
They must have gotten it. They got it from Igbo culture first of all, definitely. It wasn't as if it came from a
Ayo.
Viking.
Okay, I'll have to argue a bit there, and my feedback here would be someone created that style, and we have to, and even if another person has gone on to blow up from it, or is not necessarily claiming, but everybody is crediting that person for creating the style or bringing the style to the mainstream lights. You still have to somehow somewhat give credit to
Yeah.
whoever invented that style, so to say. And
Yeah.
the journalist in me still would love to
Mhm.
give the color piano guy some sort of credit,
Of course,
for
obviously,
inventing that
he will
style.
get credit. He will get credit for it. But we've seen things like this
He's
happening in
not he's not
industry,
getting credit for it. He's
He's
not
not
getting
getting credit
credit
for
for
it.
it.
That's the point. That's why we're having this
we are
conversation.
mentioning it here on Loose Talk now. He has gotten his credit for it. Which credit again? He's on Loose Talk already now.
No, no, no. But the guys who are
The funny
profiting
thing is that
off the guys who are profiting off this thing are not giving credit, and they have the biggest voices and they have the biggest platforms, and and the
Innovators
eyeballs
don't get
and
innovators don't get the credits they deserve most of the time.
hmm,
oh,
facts,
Yeah.
all that
facts.
deal.
I remember the Orezi, the Shoki one. I even thought it was Orezi that came up because I
I,
remember Orezi and Lil Kesh released Shoki, their own
almost
versions
the
of
same.
Shoki,
Yeah.
almost the
Around the
same time.
same
So I
period.
was even
Yeah.
the one that thought Orezi was even the one that invented it. Only for you to tell me it's another guy that I have not heard of
Mhm.
until you mentioned today.
Yeah. Dresan.
So that
Yeah.
that's how bad. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
Um, and it is for
Or,
inventors, so to say, especially
or
in
should
Nigerian space where a lot of things are not documented.
or should we have
I
we
never
forgotten
I
the
never really got
Damikrin
to ask you
Davido
guys
issue?
about
Hold on, Steve. Hold on.
Have we
I,
forgotten
I was
The Davido Damikrin issue with them? The what's that dance they did? Oh, what's that dance that Davido? I
the
forgot what that
Skelewu dance.
Skelewu dance. Yeah. Technically, yes, he was the one, but he didn't name it. And Davido liked the dance,
Hmm,
took it, branded it, and knocked it out of the park. So it is what it is.
that's true. There
I
was
never got
that
to
too.
ask you guys about the Banjan. What's his name?
Who?
Um
Durella.
Durella.
Durella. Was there
No, the
any
Banjag that
was
shit.
there any truth to his claim?
Of course, they were all at
Mm.
OJB studio before the band traveled.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
They
Oh,
were all
I
at
get it.
OJ. They were all at Giga Studio in Surulere now. They all knew each other,
Yeah.
and so the band traveled, and so that whole it was Durella style. The band was singing R&B.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was saying, Kiss Me Quick.
Ayo, you know the record.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kiss Me
Kiss
Quick
Me. What's the name of the
featuring
record?
I think it's
Rugged
Kiss Me
one.
Quick featuring Reggae Man. Yeah. That was his last
Yeah,
few
Yeah,
I
days. The
remember
days
that
was in.
record. Yeah,
yeah, was an R&B artist. And so when Durella now came out, it was very, and that's the thing about having an original sound,
but who came
right?
out first with
No
that
matter
song? Was it
how,
Durella or the Bunch?
no, it's the band. The band came in '04.
The band came out in '04.
Mm-hmm.
Then Lana
Oh,
came with
sorry,
that
oh
Okay, just that
five, oh
oh
five
05.
actually, oh
But
five,
what
oh
Durella
was
five, oh
that?
hadn't
06.
hadn't blown at that time.
Drilla
Durella
blew
came
with
out in '07 and then
Drilla
dropped
blew
the
with that
album in
talent.
'08.
He blew up with that reality talent show. Is it Zane or I can't remember the name of that talent show. It was a talent show sponsored by Telco. That's where he won that. He now did NOC Durella. Then they started giving us other
Yeah.
hits too.
The name
Okay.
of the talent show was Advanced Warning.
MTV based advanced one. Yeah, I think so. I
And it's
think so.
still shout out to Shola
Mm.
Thompson, who was one of the producers of the show, and it's still Advanced Warning is still one of the biggest music reality shows that we
And
have
they only did
experienced
one
in this
season. That was
country.
a shame. That was a shame. They only did a season also.
Bro, should I give you the list of people that were on Advanced Warning?
My
I
secondary
have
school
that
schoolmate was
list.
there now. My secondary schoolmate was there now.
How come you have that list?
Who's your
Did you lead
secondary
us to
school?
this conversation?
Yes, now.
No, 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 no. I had that
Mastermind.
list. I had that list. No, that's crazy. I had that
That's
list
crazy.
because I was recording a music in time for Waji's album, and Waji was on Advanced Warning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's
But let me
true.
pull out that list, right, real quick, and you guys will be so fucking amazed with the amount of people that were in one reality show. It is crazy. I'm pulling out the list now. How many people actually were on that show? It's a crazy list. All right. The list goes thus. He had Waje, he had Kaha, he had Durella, who eventually won. He had Overdose, Terry G, Kel, W4, Terry the Rapman, G.I. Joe, Soti, General Pipe, MI, SLK, Blaze, Amaka, Zidon
More.
Paparella, Kani, Frank De Niro, Nicky Lauye, F. Shaw, Barbara, Cyrus the Virus.
Yeah. It was a part
Kaha
two.
is one of the most talented persons I've ever met in my life.
Bro,
Kaharot
that is
your
one show.
body.
One show, one show had all those people. Is that
Yeah,
not
man.
insane? I don't
That was
think stuff
crazy.
like that can even happen anymore. And by the way, these people, some of these people had dropped like singles. Some of these people had
Kahar
dropped, they were on the
now. Kahar was
Kaha had
big
dropped
already
Hard
now.
Rubber, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, no.
And
Even the other
so,
song with Rhymezo.
yeah, I can't
Yeah.
remember the record.
I can't remember the
Yeah, I
record,
remember
but I
that
know the
record
record,
well.
but I can't can't remember it.
Kaharot your body. Yeah, I remember that record.
So Durella won this record. I mean, won the advance warning. Went to South Africa to shoot the video, and from there everything just blew up for him, right? And everybody's just like, "Wait a minute, this guy sounds like the
Like the
bunch, but
band.
he sounds better." So immediately he dropped
Sounds
the
more
first single,
authentic.
which is
It
yeah, he
sounds
dropped the
better.
first single, which is it sounded better. In the
Hmm.
Zanga was the first single. Where the Bedu Day in the Zanga. Then the second single was Whiskolo Whisker. The third single was Shayo. The fourth
Shy
single
was a
was
journey.
Enuoshe Durella.
Yeah,
Enuoshe.
okay,
So
that's
four
one
singles,
from there.
and it was on a roll. At Niger be that time. If you don't hot, you don't hot. Durella was in the club, it was everywhere.
Everywhere.
So this is where the Banj and Don Jazzy now had to go back in the drawing board. And this is where they dropped
Yeah.
Entertainer. So you
That's
see
then I
that
Yeah.
heard.
Entertainer sounds very, very, very different. The Banji's
Yeah.
delivery, everything in Entertainer sounds very different from the first album, which is
The No Long Tin album.
um the what?
No Long Tin album, have you? Or the Re-Up.
Yeah,
I
the
can't
No
remember the
Long
name.
Thing
Yeah.
album. Yeah, and then the second album, which is the Funk You Up, Run You Down,
Yeah.
Funk You Up album. It sounds very different from those first two albums. The Entertainer album, the production, his delivery, everything. And I remember I was listening to um a an interview on Redeem FM that the band had gone, and I asked him about the Durella thing and everything, and he cleared the whole thing out, and it sounded different. And they chopped it off from there, and
They
years later,
almost
Durella
yeah.
Durella was
Almost signed.
he
He was
joined
signed.
he joined the
He joined.
Kingsmen. Yeah,
He joined the
he
Kings.
Yeah,
joined
he
the
First.
signed, he
Kingsmen
signed. Yeah, that's
He
true. That's
was
true.
there.
on this. I
That's
mean,
true.
on this season of the music in time. I'm breaking down the Kingsmen album and the plots that the band had. he didn't just execute it right.
It didn't just
But the
execute
band
it well.
had,
But that album
oh
Yeah.
my
is a
god,
very good album.
bro, you know what the band did? Because by this time, the album is a 2012 album. It's one of the is after Entertainer is the band's
It's a
best
very
album.
good album.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, easily, easily.
Bro,
Easily,
everything from start
easily,
to finish, you don't skip.
easily,
It's a solid.
easily.
You don't skip. The album had like 7 singles. It had everything you were looking for. But in this Nigeria, once people do not like you, there's
We don't
nothing you
finish.
can do. You don't
Yeah.
finish, my brother.
Man,
That's Nigeria
man
for
brought
you. Maybe you,
man brought Ambaros to Nigeria, and I just like we don't care, fam.
I'm telling you.
there's nothing the band wanted to do. The Kings, man. You know what the band wanted to do with the whole concept? The name of the album is The Band Presents the Kings Men.
Yeah, the
The
man presents
idea
to
is
me.
Maven had, I mean, Don Jazzy had gone to set up Maven. Had he went with Wande Cole, went with the Prince, obviously, and went with Dr. Seed, and then added Tiwa Savage to the park, and they created, Maven. So the band's concept was very simple. I'm going to get Durella. I'm going to get my brother K Switch. I'm going to get a guy called J Soul, who's a fucking good R&B singer and writer.
Dope,
I'm
dope,
going
dope.
to get I'm going to get Davido, I'm going to get
And Olamide,
Olamide, and I'm going to get
Bado.
Ikechukwu, and then create the Kingsmen, which was going to be a response to the Mavens. But the thing fell
Mm.
aside because the band, the Davido didn't sign. Davido was meant to sign to the band.
Yeah, I
Last
Yeah,
remember.
minute,
I
the
know.
deal
I
fell
know.
out.
even
Olamide
Olamide
too, he
was
wanted to
moving.
get Olamide on. Last minute, the deal fell out. But he
Yeah,
had to go ahead and do the album. So Olamide is still on the album. Davido didn't even make the album at all. But like, it was a very good plot. But if you hear the album, God, there's a record with Fali Pupa. There's I'm a Bachelor, Making My Do. No, no,
Oh
no, come
it
on.
was
God,
That
that's
just
album.
it was just it
John.
was just perception for the band. Like people thought, oh,
Yeah,
without Don Jazzy, you can't play
He
game.
lost the PR he lost the PRO war. That's it.
Yeah, he
he
lost the
was
PR
the
war.
PR.
He
He lost the
lost the PR
PRO
war.
war. You know Don Jazzy now. Don
He
Jazzy
lost the
won it
PR.
easily. Yeah.
Mm.
Don Jazzy
And you
knew
know
the
the
Twitter
masterstroke
Don
for
Jazzy
the
knew the Twitter game. Then Twitter was very different. Twitter was
Bro,
more pop
Steve,
culture inclined. You know, like like music inclined. Now Twitter is no longer
it's
that.
fragmented. It's fragmented. Yeah,
It's fragmented. Then Twitter was like the cool cats who knew the game. Like you could decide the music industry on Twitter at that time. At that
the
10,
the
11, 12.
tastemakers
The test
the
makers were on Twitter. And
tastemakers
that yeah,
had
exactly.
clout. The
That's why you
yeah.
could
tastemakers
remember
had clout on
that
Twitter.
you can remember Ice Prince's press to his second album. He was just complaining about Twitter music, the Nigerian music hip hop heads on Twitter. That they criticized the first album so much and he wants to, so yeah. Don Jazzy just won that game, won the war. He won the
And
media
and
game, Yeah.
and do you know how Don Jazzy won it?
Wow.
Yep.
He demystified himself.
Yeah.
And sharing recharge card also.
Remember, before then, right, for close to half a decade, Don Jazzy wasn't saying shit. No
Nothing.
Bro,
interviews, no
Nothing.
talking,
before see,
nothing.
Osage, before the end of Mohit, I never heard Don Jazzy's voice in any interview.
It
I don't even
started
have
with
to
the Oliver
check.
Twist thing. Oliver Twist, he started dancing for the promo.
Yeah, that was
Remember?
our
It
twist.
started with the Oliver
That
Twist
viral
thing, the
challenge.
video,
That viral
that
challenge. Yeah,
challenge. Don Jazzy started
that
dancing.
Bankole was
I was
inside.
surprised with it. I was like, how was Don Jazzy doing? But I think maybe he saw what was happening. So he switched up, he started changing. And that was how
I
he
remember that year.
rebranded.
The people that used to give recharge cards, I mean, free airtime that time. It was
Rugged Man,
Dari, it was
Dari.
Rugged Man, it was Don Jazzy. Those were like top three people. I
I
remember
used to use
Dari.
TweetDeck. You know TweetDeck? I used to use TweetDeck on BlackBerry then, and TweetDeck used to be very fast. There was one time I
Yeah,
loaded your Rugged Man's birthday, September something something, 19th or so, I can't
September
remember.
11 or so, be September 16 or
September
something
something,
like
so
that.
in
No,
September,
no,
I
no, no,
loaded
no.
like 11,
September 20.
Oh, September
September
20.
20.
Sorry.
That's the name of his
Yeah.
fashion line too. I loaded like 10 of his recharge cards, straight 10, like straight. TweetDeck used to be very fast. I don't know if you
Wait,
guys
Yeah.
P.
remember. Like
I
Wait,
remember. Yeah,
before you could see a tweet on other platforms, he's already on
it's
TweetDeck.
already on two deck.
Bro,
Yeah.
I used to I
Now,
loaded that card.
now there's a wall on two deck now. Shout out
Yeah, there's a
to
pay one.
our
Yeah.
boss.
There's a pay one
yeah.
TweetDeck.
Yeah, they announced. I saw it on the news article today. In the news article today on Twitter. Two
TweetDeck
deck
Ah.
now.
is now
It's,
for verified users.
yeah,
Oh, okay, okay,
it's
okay.
not for you
All right.
commoners anymore.
That's true.
So you have
It's
to pay
cool
$8 a month to
to
access
use
TweetDeck
TweetDeck.
now.
I, I didn't have any use for it though, but Twitter was very good when I was in the media for media monitoring because I had like different
Yeah,
lists, stuff like that.
it
Right?
was
My
really good with them.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was really good.
That shit was really good, bro. Oh fuck it.
Me, I don't they use TweetDeck since before it was acquired
Don't
by
say.
Twitter when the logo was still
When
Yeah,
it was
yellow.
an
now when
app,
the logo was still
when it
this,
was an
that's what I'm
app,
saying. Now that's what
when it was
when
a
it's on an app.
standalone
That's
app.
what we used to use on BlackBerry. Now it used to give me a different
Yeah.
interface from Twitter, so I used to love it a lot. Yeah, I
Before now,
remember
acquired
opening
Twitter
Twitter
now.
and people were asking me, "What app is this? Is it Twitter?" You know?
I remember when Twitter
Yeah, man.
acquired all.
So
I remember when Twitter. Sorry, I remember when Twitter acquired all the old Twitter apps that were not under them.
all
Uber
the
Social,
third
all of
party
them.
apps, yeah,
Everybody,
Uber Social too. Uber Social
everybody.
was good too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember. Yeah,
Uber
man.
Social now
So
had to turn to Uber Twitter.
yeah, yeah. They
yeah.
had to.
Anyhow, man.
Yeah, so
Color piano, color
that's
boy. I'm sorry, man. They happen. Life ain't fair, bro.
that's it.
You
Life
know,
ain't fair.
Life
at
ain't fair,
all.
Life
man.
ain't fair. You know, and
Mm.
this works with a lot of things like patents and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
a lot of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
sad. It's sad. Some of these things you can't protect them. Some you can. But yeah, we give you. We acknowledge you. We see you.
To see
But
you,
bro,
bro. We give you your
I'm
flowers.
not. I know, but man, that Oja piano, I'm playing that shit. That shit is on
But
my
I think that
playlist.
shit
Wow,
is a
it's
jam.
hard as fuck, nigga.
That
Let me
is a
tell you something.
jam.
Schemas KC is a problem.
Ski Mask
Yeah.
KC, man. That's the new level he is on now.
Schemas KC is a
And shout out to
problem.
Casey
Dude is
too.
a
We've talked
problem.
about him allegedly jacking his style, but Osage did it like 2 episodes ago. Gave him his flowers for how he has kept reinventing himself. It's not easy to do that in a young man's game.
Bro,
Music is a young man's game. Let's be honest with ourselves, right?
23,
But
23
someone like
years.
Casey to be
23
doing this
years,
thing from
fam.
Casey Fresh, winning a reality show, coming up from a relationship show, being in a group, having hit song as a group, splitting, coming out with hit records in 2012, 13, the cultural priest thing, bro, man, constant reinventing himself,
He
constantly
knows now. He
reinventing
has to
Bro,
himself.
reinvent
It's not
himself.
easy, bro. It's not easy. Shout out to him.
look at it like this, bro. That comeback that we celebrated is 10 years ago.
I swear.
Yes, now.
2013 now, right?
Yeah,
Lipopo,
Yeah.
yeah,
The important was a
bro,
yeah.
that's
comeback, man.
mad.
So you know that.
That's mad. I
Shout out to
remember
him.
Casey Fresh. That was one of my biggest interviews at net. I don't know if you remember. I did an interview with Presh, and he was saying that I'm not envious of Casey's success. That was the headline.
Mm,
And
Yeah, I
I
remember
remember.
that. Yeah, I remember. I
yeah,
remember.
Linda KG
I
took it.
remember.
Like it went viral a bit.
You should give you credit. You
Yeah,
should give you
man.
credit.
Yeah.
It's that jacking. See how she jacking on this day. There's even press jacking. Journalistic jacking day too.
Linda KG was the shit, bro. She
Yeah, you
takes
have to take my
everybody's
ass.
shit and yeah, man.
All right, man. Let's get back to these fan mails. This is from Richmond. Hi, Giants. Hope you guys are doing well. This is Richmond from Baltimore, and I just want to hear your reactions about the recent shooting in Chicago. Last episode, Usagi said something about the era we're in now, whereby someone can pick up a gun and kill someone, and the whole world will glorify it. It literally happened last week. A man and a lady were having an argument at a fast food store, and it got heated. The man threatened to hit the lady, which he eventually did. Boom, the lady's son picked up a gun and shoots the man. Police initially charged both the mother and son on a first degree murder count, which was later dropped on Monday because of not enough evidence. I'm not defending the man, but the fact that the whole world is justifying the young boy killing the man because his mom got punched in the face is mind blowing. First of all, right, before we even get into the intricacies of what happened here and whose side, we should support or whatever. First of all, there are too many guns in the US. Just too many guns.
It's
That's
their
the
culture,
first
Yeah,
man.
man.
problem.
They have a serious gun culture. They have a serious gun culture there, and they'll rather die than you take their guns. It's not up for
Did
debate. They don't debate about it.
did you see that tweet of the lady holding the Glock 9 on her Gucci bag or something? And
Yeah,
then every other person in that tree just started talking about, just started posting videos of pictures of their own types of guns,
yeah.
whether
Everybody
it
has
was
gun.
black
It's
or gray
normal.
or
It's
everything.
bro. It's normal. It's normal. If you enter
It's so
TikTok and you enter
unhealthy.
like guns, if you enter the gun part of TikTok, you see white people, black people with gun. The guns are not. I'm not talking about small pistols. We're talking about like fully loaded automatics shooting. I said,
Semi-automatics, man.
uh, it's crazy.
Uh,
It's
but
It's
it's
okay,
crazy.
it's
my
it's
my
it's
my
crazy.
my take on this is not even about guns. It's just about being in a situation where you are fighting or you are like being confrontational with people. Like there's no benefit. Like as someone who grew up in like in Delta State, went to school where courtism was like really popular. Like I've seen situations where people just get into situations and just lose their life or get injured. It's not worth it. Like I don't like when I see people being confrontational with someone else and trying to hit someone. Because my own point is, I always ask myself, why do you feel you can be able to do that to somebody and somebody the person will hurt you back, right? Like you see people
Mm-hmm.
arguing and before you that will just beat you now. You don't even know who you are talking to. You don't know if the person is an expert in fighting or something. Like you just trust yourself that you can hurt somebody and someone will not hurt you back, right? So this man just is having an argument with a woman and he tries to put his hands on that woman. And the woman's son brings out a gun and shoots him, right? That's like a reaction to how do I put it? Like there's someone reacting to your own actions, right? And that's how I see
Mm-hmm.
things. I expect like I don't expect to do something without having repercussions for it, right? And so that's why before I act, I have to think to myself, what do I have to gain from this thing? And that's why you can never catch me fighting. It's impossible, especially at this age, especially me, Steve Diddy, that have kids. There's nothing in life right now, unless I'm in a position to protect myself or my children or my wife, right? But if that situation is not life and death or something, I'm going to simply walk away. Why are you having an argument with someone in public and trying to put your hands on that person? Someone that's not threatening, obviously. That's a woman, right? Like, it does not make sense. Then obviously you've lost your life now. What's you won't tell your God when you when you reach where you go? Like people should just be able to
It's
have control of
fire,
themselves. And
fire.
like I see that every time on in traffic or even normal situations, you see two people arguing and somebody is walking towards the other person to just start fighting. Like, what gives you that confidence? Who the fuck do you think you are that you can just fight somebody, just go and beat on somebody and nobody like who the fuck do you think you are? Like I look at that, I look at situations like that, I'm just laugh. Like, what who do you think you are? You just see people just any small thing you decrease with the man, they just start walking towards the person. What do you want to do? As you walk towards that person just slap you now, you just die. Like nothing good comes out from this situation. So learn how to control your anger, learn how to control your ego, and walk away from situations. That's just
That's
I
all.
saw it. I just shook my head. I'm like, this one just died for nothing.
That
Just died for nothing,
that's
man.
Yeah,
all.
simple.
Control. Once you kill your ego, once you
Ego.
kill your ego, life becomes really good for you. It becomes better. Once you kill that your ego, life just becomes better for you in every way. Because no matter what's going on, if someone is insulting you, if someone is even trying to physically attack you, what will you do? You just walk away. Just walk away. That's all. Just walk away. you know. But the problem is, you've got an ego. Oh, it's a woman that's
Is the
talking to
ego.
me. I'm a
Yeah.
man. But now,
Yeah.
guess what? You put a couple of bullets in your body.
And you're
Your
gone.
soul is you're
But
gone.
you're not Superman.
You're
You're
Finished.
gone.
not like you're
Finito.
just an ordinary person.
You know. And I'm not. And I, don't let's put the whole blame because we also don't know what happened, what instigated the thing. We don't
Bro,
know if
that's
the
what I'm
guy too
saying.
was trying to
Is
protect himself and
yeah.
everything. But what I'm just
That's why
saying that first of all,
yeah.
guns in the US.
Yeah. No,
It's
it's too
it's
much.
crazy. I saw yesterday on Spectator Index tweeted it that there was a shooting in I think Philadelphia or something. I saw another one from Spectator Index. I was like, oh, I've seen this tweet before. It was a different tweet. There was another shooting entirely, I think in Chicago.
Bang bang.
Bro, I dey fear go US. When
Yeah,
we say na when I go come go shooting,
you
they
can't
go
put
come go one mall. The mall where I go, where I
mm,
won't go buy one or two things. Now the same mall, somebody go just come start to dey shoot up and down.
One white
yeah, you
nationalist.
can't
You
put
know, just
people
one
can
white
hold guns
nationalist. You
like
know,
that.
we know like all you migrants.
Yeah, people can hold guns like that. Human ego is too fragile. People's emotion are easily, triggered. Like
Yeah,
guns are too like are too risky. They're too dangerous in the hands of humans.
you know. But again, that's it. the narrative change and all that. And if the police are saying that they don't have enough evidence, I don't know. It's what the police
So
have seen.
was the man white? Sorry.
I have no idea.
I have no
Okay.
idea. I didn't pay attention to that story. I
Oh.
saw a video, but I
But I
didn't
don't even
watch
look
am.
at those videos. So
Yeah.
I have no idea. Anyways, let's go on to the last fan mail for today. This is from Anonymous. A great show you guys had last week. Mr. Sipping Tea Osagz, let the poor breathe. Come on, man. Don't do that to me. Whose phone is. Can that person's
sorry,
phone be
sorry.
on mute, please?
It's on
Thank
mute
you very
It
much,
has to
to
sir.
be. It has to be the
it's on
bachelor
mute
among us.
actually, bro. No verse. The problem
Naim baby
the
did
problem
stuff
with
like
it
that.
is okay, no verse.
Your
Keep
phone is
going.
on mute, but the sound is still
Bro,
coming in. How's that possible,
it's
Ayo? Tell
see this is
me.
my iPhone. This is my iPhone. It has reached the level of getting another one. So just as it did like this, it's working on its own. It's turning on its own.
Okay, let me do this for you, and I'm going to do this for you. And I'm see when I manifest, things come to pass.
Amen.
So please, just give me 30 seconds to manifest this in your life. I am
Amen.
really tired. I am really tired the second. So
Yes.
don't he, Steve, son of
Steve,
I am
you are
really
fucked
tired
up
the
energy.
first. As somebody is listening to this podcast, this episode right now, and the person is going to sow a seed in your life,
Amen.
right? Most like, and that person is going to send you, reach out to us, and then we'll send you an iPhone.
Thank you very much. Amen. I receive it. I receive
It's like
it.
the
That's all
person
I'm
reach
going to
out to
say.
you first. More share the money, I beg. Fuck that nigga.
They say na
Don't
iPhone. They know
see.
be say money. iPhone.
And I go send the money
No, you
now.
can. The
More buy the
person might
phone.
send the money. The person can send the phone. I
Ayo
don't
will
know,
not
but
get.
see, my bro, I'm telling
I
you,
promise God, Ayo will not get anything
as
when they send it
as
to us. Men Osagi go share them. Osagi.
Steve,
This is somebody
Steve,
who
it's very
abuses. This is someone that abuses the government in our WhatsApp group every single day. See your behavior now.
I don't even talk about government. Steve,
Okay.
don't try and take another person's blessing. It's very dangerous.
Okay, okay. I surrender.
It's very
Ayo,
dangerous.
I agree.
Don't attempt to take another person. This is not some Jacob or something where last person will come hug you after 20 something.
No,
Don't do
wow.
it.
Okay, I agree.
It's
No,
the
no, no,
same.
no.
This is the same energy I use in telling my female friends, don't go and date a married man. I tell them all the time, don't date a married man. Why? You do not know where his wife, the married man's wife, is going to. You do not know
Mm,
the prayer she's praying. You have to be
yeah.
very careful. You don't know where she they go. You don't know where the married man's mother-in-law they go. They have a whiff of what's going on. Anything we see, make we not take am o. Anyways, let us move on. It says let the poor breathe. I'm not suffocating the poor now. They said don't suffocate them. You have that responsibility. This is very unfair. How is this person telling? Anyways, please, I would like to ask a question. Why hasn't Nollywood movies grown in quality like Nigerian Afrobeat music? Ayo, you're the one that's going to answer this question.
Jesus
Nigerian
Christ.
Afrobeat music has reached and won the Grammys, featured on the US Billboard 100, and filled the stadium of 60K or 80K, depending on if you if you are a stan of the artist or not. You know what I mean. But many recent Nollywood movies have been terrible. Even the ones that have sneaked into Netflix and co are nothing to write home about. I think that's very harsh. A movie review blog tried to put up its top 10 Nigerian movies for 2022, and they ended up selecting only 5 because they could not even get 10 Nigerian movies worth recommending. I grew up watching Nollywood movies from the mid 90s, and today's Nollywood films are a sore sight to behold. All I see are nice pictures and locations with incoherent to borderline nonsensical stories. In many cases, the actor is horrifying and traumatizing. One theory I have is that there is no proper critique structure for Nollywood movies. The critique machine of Nigerian music, to which many of you guys belong, has helped the quality of Nigerian music. Sadly, many Afrobeat artists will never recognize your critical work due to their egos and arrogance. But you guys gave many of these artists a kick in the behind and shamed them into creating better music. People always reference who the F is CK clip to shade Osagz. But they also forget that the very EP from CK, who the F is CK, was trash. I don't necessarily agree. Um, but for all the backlash you guys received for your critics, the artists forced themselves to do better. Look at the average quality of Afrobeat albums from many artists between 2015 and now. You notice that there has been a significant improvement across the board. Also, with the new international deals Nigerian artists are signing, they know that more reputable critic media will be waiting for their new stuff, so they must sit up. But look at how our beloved sister reacted due to the small critique she got for her stripper movie. Many producers will go ballistic on critic reviewers, all in the name of they should go and do it if it's easy, or my movie is deep nonsense. One day, I hope Nigerians will understand that just because you put so much effort into something doesn't mean you're doing the right thing, nor does it automatically mean that the outcome will be quality. Secondly, I have an angle on the recent pregnancy case for our Afrobeat chief. I now realize that abortion is the ultimate tool of hypergamy. Many ladies who are die-hard advocates of abortion will hardly abort a pregnancy from a celebrity they like, a very rich man who takes care of them, or a guy they are really attracted to. The recent Maura Mills positive pregnancy test display is a case in point. Drake had to spice his used condom with hot sauce after a one night thingy. Even the NBA teaches its players to get rid of their used condoms. Another angle for all men on this same pregnancy issue. Guys, in the name of whatever you believe in, do don't put your don't put your D in crazy. Don't do it. Yes, I know. The craziest chick P can be fire, the eighth wonder of the world. But please, brothers, don't do it. Nothing good comes out of it. Have a wonderful weekend, guys. Okay, Ayo, let's touch on the first part of this.
Yeah. So my guy talked about Nollywood and why Nollywood has not been able to scale to that international level just the way Afrobeat has.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is a serious question. First of all, shout out to Afrobeat for what he's done. I think it's easier for music to scale internationally than for movies to scale internationally, and that's because with music you can fake it even though you don't have an industry, right? So Nigeria technically does not have an industry. We just have a very big talent pool where the professionals taking our artists and taking them outside. And right now that the world wants to listen to us, it's easier for you to do. So that's the reason why. So it looks as if, oh yes, Afrobeat is growing, but the Nigerian music industry is not growing. That's the truth. It is not growing at all. Let's not even water coat it. Don't let the red carpet events deceive you. It is not growing. It is very hard for you now to book a top A-list Afrobeat act in Nigeria. And that's because the money they're calling, the industry cannot afford it. The industry financially cannot afford what your A-list artists are charging. An A-list artist want to collect 100K. How many? When I say 100K, I mean 100K dollars. Where will a promoter start from? Even if you have sponsors and everything and gate fees and everything, you're not going to you're likely going to even break even. And that's a show where you have other artists too. So, but because of the way we've finessed it, it looks as if the Nigerian music industry is growing, but it's mainly it's Afrobeat that is growing at the end of the day. Now, as you can finesse Afrobeat or you can finesse a genre of music to go international, just like dancehall is, but it doesn't mean that the Jamaican music industry is all that great too. It is very hard for you to finesse a movie industry because movies are more capital intensive than music, and it requires a deeper talent pool than music. Because at the end of the day, what does it take to actually produce a music album? You need a singer, you need a producer, you need writers, you need an engineer, you need a mixer, blah 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 blah. Highest you have like 20 people, 25, 30 max if you are a major guy, major guy. For you to have a standard international movie, 30, you're not 30 should be your cast, not even your crew. Your crew has to be bigger than that. And where will you get these guys who are trained, internationally trained to produce something of international quality? Um, John Boyega was in the country a few years ago, and he really wanted to shoot. I forget the name of that Pacific Rim, the sequel, because he was a producer on it. He really wanted to shoot one in Nigeria, but the problem is, he said there was no talent pool. That the best any Hollywood studio can do for Nigeria right now is bring the cast and crew to Nigeria and have Nigerians shadow them. That is the best right now. We cannot compete with these guys. And like you said, the music industry is more receptive to criticism, or we force it down their throats. I remember, I even now reviews are moderate. Back then, oh my lord, 2010, 2013, 2014, Jesus Christ, you drop a whack album, Twitter will let you know. Twitter will let you know that you dropped a whack album. You will trend for days, you trend for weeks, as Ice Prince when he did it. Ice Prince's first album was even good, but there was the thing of the Ice Prince bars, and Twitter went with it for mad. I think that period where there are a lot of great criticism of Nigerian music or Afrobeats, it helped develop the sound, the lyrics to where it is right now. Now you are seeing the new generation artists arguing about who is lyrically better. 10 years ago, nobody gave a fuck about lyrics, but because people kept hammering on it, hammering on it, dropping articles after article, it got better. The movie industry does not allow for criticism. Once you say you don't like something, you're seen as a hater or bad belly, you're enemy of progress. Look at how much I spent on this, how much I spent on that. At the end of the day, the fucking consumer doesn't care how much you spent on it. You've told this consumer that come and watch my film. And it's only right for the consumer to give you feedback at the end of the day. Only Nollywood who doesn't want Nollywood is probably the only industry in the world that doesn't want consumer feedback. And no industry can thrive or progress without, you know, feedback from its consumers. So this is what has held Nollywood down. The talent pool is shallow. We are seeing talentless actors and actresses opening up film schools and say they want to teach people. How can the blind lead the blind at the end of the day? You know, how can the blind lead the blind? You don't know anything about acting, you don't know anything about directing, and you're opening up a film school. You just want to scam people at the end of the day and get cheap labor for your next film. So this is what has really held down Nollywood at the end of the day. We claim that we are the most prolific, the third largest, but we don't have an Oscar. South Africa has an Oscar. Iran has an Oscar. There are many weird countries, or I won't say weird, but countries that you don't even think they have movie industries that have won an Oscar just by doing one great film. We make all the noise and nothing at the end of the day. Although there have been very good movies that have come out of late, thanks to the likes of Amazon Prime and Netflix, who have dropped major bag, you know. But still, when it comes to investment, Africa and Nigeria is way below. We only get a fraction of what Korea is getting. So we are still very far. And that's because, we need to get our act right. The structure, we don't have a structure right now. And for you to have a correct movie industry, the people will also have to be rich. Nigerians are poor people. Some Nigerians can't afford to go to the cinema 5 times in a month. It will it will kill them at the end of the day. So at this level, this is what we can do. Simple.
Thank you very much, Ayo.
Yeah.
I agree with what you have said. I'll just want to add one thing. Steve has something to say as well. Let me just add one thing. I do think we've seen some amazing movies. I do
Mhm.
think we've seen some amazing films.
Very
So
few.
when we say we've not grown, I don't necessarily agree with that.
We've not grown,
I
Osage.
just want
We've not grown in storytelling. We've grown in cinematography, quality of videos, quality of
Thank you very much.
production,
Yeah.
but we've not grown in storytelling. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
can I say that we've not grown in storytelling because there are a lot of factors that hinder us from telling the kind of stories we want to tell.
People don't
No,
want
We
to
what's the
pay
can't
for
factor?
shoot a
storytelling.
Titanic here.
No,
But
but that's
No,
no.
budget
you
at
don't
You
need.
don't
times,
You
even
at
don't.
need
The,
to
times,
pay
at
I
for
mean,
times, this
the
thing
South
has to.
African, the South African movie that won an Oscar didn't have a big, expensive production.
So Osage, you're talking about
The arena
production,
movie
not
that
story
won,
now.
the arena movie that won an Oscar didn't have a big production, an expensive production. There's this movie, this Korean movie.
Parasites,
What's this Korean
parasites,
movie now?
parasites,
Is it
parasites.
Parasite?
The one
No,
that
no,
won
Is it
best
Yeah,
film.
the
Parasite?
one.
It's one that won best film at
Yes.
Oscar like 3 years
Yeah,
ago. Yeah.
where someone was living inside a house.
Yes. That film doesn't have any
That's
special effect,
Parasite.
gang gang.
Thank you.
Yes.
There's no special
You can
effect. That's just
duplicate
storytelling,
you can duplicate a film like
bro.
that in Nigeria, but we don't want to.
Yeah.
Simple.
Too. We don't have like we don't
Hmm,
have amazing storytelling, Osage. To be very honest with you, it's not about the
I
big
think
production. See, obviously, Nollywood's problem is not a lot of Nollywood's problem has to do with like Nigeria as a country, the way Nigeria is, our macro, like our macroeconomic issues. Really affects them, right? We don't have a film studio. We don't have like good film studios. We don't have like a big like the industry is suffering because of Nigeria, right? And why music has been able to escape that level of um has not been really that affected because music is something like really personal. You have your talents, you just put your recording together, put some budgeting behind the marketing, it goes. It goes international. There's social media to help. So that's why the Afrobeat to the world is happening, right? And you can see the Afrobeat to the world is not even translating to Nigeria because of our own problems. We can't tour enough, we can't see our artists enough
Hmm.
because we can't pay them, stuff like that. So that's why the movie industry is really, really suffering. But apart from that, also, you know, we've not told good, really, really good stories. So I get to be very honest. We've not told good
I can't
stories.
argue. I can't argue it.
Yeah.
I can't, especially
Yeah.
when you mention South Africa. I just looked at even Netflix
Yeah.
on South African movies
Bro.
and series
bro.
on Netflix. They're
Better.
fucking amazing, man.
Yeah. See the
The
They're
production
queen,
fucking
quality
queen,
is
this
way
amazing.
thing
higher.
this thing I
Bone,
watched
see,
on
my brother,
Netflix.
Bone
Bro,
production
it's better.
quality, just the
Just the
storytelling,
storytelling.
Yeah.
the storytelling.
Look at the South
There
African.
was man,
Look at the South
I've
African film that
watched a
won an
couple of
Oscar.
stuff.
A boy in the ghetto who's like a car thief steals a car and he didn't know that there was a baby inside. Simple. Now you don't need any special effects for that. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that there have not been singular cases of great storytelling. But
Hmm.
overall, storytelling is still a problem for Nollywood.
Compared with the amount of stuff we're pushing out.
Yeah, but when it's time to now do award, everybody will now come, wear color, wear gele, everything. They focus more on the award in Nigeria than the craft.
The
When you
glitz
watch
and glamour.
when you watch Hollywood Roundtable, I think it's done by Variety or the Hollywood Reporter, and you see people talking about their
Direct
craft,
Hollywood reporter.
directors,
Bro,
actors, scriptwriters talking about the craft of
Mm,
filmmaking. But in Nigeria,
Hollywood
mm.
they'll bring them together.
Hollywood
Seven
Hollywood is
things,
not serious.
seven things a woman must do in a relationship with a man. That is only thing Nollywood
Our
knows.
most
Relationship.
our most popular and our biggest movie award is not even a critics award, it's a viewers choice award. It does not make sense. From a place of art, from a place of art, that does not make sense
Yeah,
Hmm.
at all.
doesn't make sense at all
I
because
don't
acting
respect and
that
NMVC awards. I don't because it's a fun award. Fans can
that is
make
why the Rock, yeah,
critical judgments on yeah. I can't,
that's why the Rock and
bro. We have
the
to be
Rock and Kevin
serious
Hart,
now.
the Rock and Kevin Hart have not won Oscars. They are the biggest actors in the world, but they've not won. If Kevin Hart and the Rock were Nigerians, oh, they would have. You know how many awards for them? They'll say, and they're big now. Can't you see they're making all the money? But no, most of the Oscar movies itself, you people don't. We don't know it until they are nominated for Oscars.
I think the actors also have a bit. They should also share part of this blame. We don't really have great acting.
So that's the
There's so many
thing.
things wrong with Nollywood. Nollywood does not
We
have a media, but we've said
Yeah,
this thing before. Nollywood does not have
yeah.
media.
It doesn't have media.
Like
It
media,
doesn't
like
have. It doesn't have
Afrobeat
a.
has it.
Yeah.
Afrobeat
It.
has it from a place of popularity, from a place of critically and popularity wise. Afrobeat has it.
Hmm.
If you're a
Nollywood
critic,
does not have it.
if you're a critic in Nollywood, you'll
Hmm.
be shut out. You'll be shut out in Nollywood. You'll be shut
The
out.
Hollywood
Nothing.
Reporter, Vanity Fair, or Variety,
Variety,
you know,
Empire
that is
magazine. Bro.
platforms that report exclusively and cover the
Yeah.
movie industry.
Yeah.
We need, and we've talked about it. The Shock NG guys, there are a couple of
Yeah.
other guys on
The
social
other
media. They
guys,
also have like small platforms,
but they
but they
can
are
be
not
bigger.
big enough. Yeah, exactly. And we're talking about something that is big mainstream
Also,
because these
I
guys we
also,
just mentioned, they're doing a great job, but they
yeah,
are quite niche, right? We're
I
looking
also
at
think,
like mainstream platforms that strictly cover the movie industry from end to end, from
you know
production
the thing about
that are
media
telling us
journalism.
about the new series.
Yeah. You know the thing about media journalism in Nigeria. They are very niche, like you said.
Hmm.
So they go after the English guys. Who's covering Asaba? Who's covering the Hollywood Nollywood scene up north? Who's covering Yoruba Nollywood?
Mm.
I think if you have a media organization that covers everybody and not just bias for the shiny guys, you will begin to see something.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of work to be done. I agree. I agree. All right, man. Let's start this fucking show. Tinubu's convoy. Let's start from there.
Now I won't start.
Don't worry, my
Tinubu's
battery will
convoy.
disappear.
We all saw the video. You know, our boss 001,
Emperor
the real
Jagaban.
001. I'm talking about the Jagaban of Bogu Kingdom, the president, the GCFR, right? The Grand Commander was back in Nigeria, and I counted close to, I think I counted close to 60 vehicles that came to pick him up
Yeah.
and left the airport in the convoy. Close to, I think,
Mm.
over 60, maybe 60 or more, right? Vehicles. And while I was watching that video, there was only one person I thought about. Guess who that
Who-
person is?
Who's that?
Steve.
Oh, Steve Van Vex. Size
Yeah,
of
because
government. Size of government.
Steve, Steve has been talking about the cost of governance, right? And I was just like, Steve, Steve, Steve. As the cars were just rolling out, that Steve will be boiling right now watching
I think I
this,
even put it in the
you
group
know.
that hey, don't allow Steve to see this, so else he go vex.
And you mentioned him.
I saw it now. I was just leaving the office. I was leaving the office. I got to Ikoyi. I just noticed that there was heavy police presence in Ikoyi. Oh, and I
Hmm.
thought because I took some of my like I was with some of my colleagues. I was like, oh, I even saw it on Twitter that they were expecting. I saw it on the group that they're expecting Tinubu. I'm like, oh, Tinubu is the president is coming to Lagos now. That's why there's this heavy traffic. I'm like, thank God. And there was traffic around Ikoyi. But I knew that we were almost out of
Mm-hmm.
the traffic. I'm like, oh, thank God we even left the office earlier because like Ikoyi and Via will be blocked now because they're expecting the president. And we are on the right lane because our own lane will be free because they are coming through the other lane, right? Bro, immediately we went to immediately we got into Terminal Bridge. That was when they were
Mm-hmm.
coming through the other lane. Bro, because
Mm-hmm.
we just noticed from when we just before we entered Terminal Bridge, we just noticed at the other side no cars were coming. We saw buses, we saw cars, lines of cars that they stopped at the other side. So I was like, okay, they're clearing that lane for the president. So we just entered Terminal Bridge when they just passed. Bro, if you see the convoy, if you see the like, it was just passing, 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 passing. Like 5 minutes, this never finished.
Hmm.
I'm like, what the fuck? And honestly, I didn't really think much about that particular convoy. I just felt, oh, it's the president. I was just only particular about that culture of, just that culture of just going to meet like politicians at the airport, or just people just taking their cars and just following them. Like, just for what? Like
Hmm.
what is it? Like, what is it really? Like, like there's so many, like, the way I see things, like, when you do something and you ask yourself, why do we do this thing? Like, to what end? Who does it benefit? Who does it
Hmm.
benefit? Like, it doesn't really make sense to me. I didn't even think about the whole cost of governance thing. But like, oh, this is the president now. The convoy has to be heavy. It doesn't concern me. Nothing concern me. But that culture of just like really just because the senator, I heard people in Abuja that he traveled to meet about 2 days later, came from Abuja to meet him in Lagos and escorted him from the airport to his house and went back to the hotel and some went back to Abuja. And 2 days later, the president was in Abuja meeting them also. But they just came to Lagos just because the president was in Lagos so that they would join the convoy. It doesn't really just make sense. Like, what the fuck
I
are we just,
heard.
you know? Bro,
Yeah, I heard someone give an explanation that I think is one of the APC members explaining that more than half, like way more than half of those people that are there are not even expected to be there. Everything is just show face. Everything is just, make Augustus say we day here. That was what was happening. And that they weren't even meant to be at the airport, but they all came. And technically, you can't sort of stop them. So they just joined the convoy. That the president's convoy is not more than, I don't know the exact number, but probably less than one quarter of what we saw in the video or what you saw on Third Milan Bridge. You know, it's just like, I think the equivalent of this is like when the president has his birthday and everybody just decides to take a full page ad to say happy birthday, well done, sir, even though they didn't ask you, or even though it's pointless. Is that make a show face kind of thing. So that's what I heard. But again, it's just a culture of waste. Whether it was the president that sanctioned it or not, it's just a culture of waste, right? Where you have access to power and you know that you cannot be held accountable, and then you just do things for the sake of doing it, right?
yeah.
Or you're in a position of power and you've just come into power, and then you are buying, how many SUVs. Or when you are now leaving power, all those SUVs then go missing. A culture of waste and a culture of not being held accountable is where we find ourselves. where anybody can just do anything and get away with it. Because tell me why BRT buses, right, have to be part of that convoy. BRT buses, empty BRT buses are were part of that convoy. Didn't you see it?
Yeah,
Empty
yeah, yeah,
BRT
yeah.
buses. Why are
I
empty
saw it.
BRT buses part of the presidential convoy? Why? Why? You know. So we have to be able to do better.
One of the reasons why politics, the political game disgusts me was just growing up. I was like a really around like some of them, and the axe kissing that goes on in that game is just crazy, and I can't live my life doing that. For example, in 2011, 2021, I went to Delta State to, was it for my sister's wedding? For something, sure. So I had like a couple of friends who used to work with the governor. That was the first time. Okawa was the first time Delta Igbo, someone from Delta Igbo was being governor. So I knew a lot of guys around him, right? So Okawa's mom, maybe dad, I can't remember, was being buried that weekend. So a lot of them were in Okawa's village. So I went to Okawa's village to see them. I went to the burial, like the place they were going to do like the ceremony and everything, to see some of them. And anytime we are sitting down and gisting, once in a while they'll just turn up to go and meet maybe someone like the PDP chairman of Delta State, just to say, hey, hello, boss, how far now? Is there anything okay? Just be forming activity so that the chairman or the big political figure will just see them that they're doing something. Anytime a convoy arrives, they'll
Hmm.
just stand up and start acting busy.
Yeah.
Okay, they'll just go and meet the man. We there they organize. Oh. I'm like, I can't just be a full blown adult, right? Like, just just doing this. Like, it does not make sense. And no, shout out to my guys. Like,
Mm.
that it's not as if they are poor people. They've got some money. They're in politics. They've got some one or two appointments, contracts. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
They're not small boys at all. But it's not something I can't do it. It's not something like I really want. Like I looked forward to doing in my life, and that's why I said, you know what? After I graduated from school, I packed my load from Delta State and said, "See you later. Let me go and do and look for how I can, be of value to myself and to the ecosystem and to my people." And I choose to do it
And you
that
came
way.
to
I
the
didn't choose to, and I came to my
and you came
city,
to the
my real
big city of
city,
dreams.
Lagos.
You came to the big
Yeah,
city
yeah,
of
yeah.
dreams.
Yes,
Yeah.
as a city boy, you
Mega
get.
city. As a city boy.
So like it's just so that culture, that whole culture, it really it annoys me. And that's why I was really angry with Jude when Jude was talking about a governor, a political figure having several appointees in terms of special
Hmm.
assistants, and that it helps the economy. Also, I'm like, it doesn't help the economy because you know what? Those people are not people of value. When people are value, when
Yeah.
people who are not of value are being paid for something, it doesn't benefit the economy because those people, because they're not of value, they won't be able to, put back that thing they are earning into the economy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? It's not a value
Yeah.
system. It's not employment is not based on value. It's just based on vibes and I know
Yeah.
person. That
You
doesn't
are
help the
paying them for
economy.
not doing anything. You are paying them for
Paying them
not
for
doing
not doing
anything.
anything, it doesn't help the economy. If you take that money that are doing and put into infrastructure and put into ease of business and put into a policy, it will help more people of value to deliver value and empower the economy. Osagi, do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's why
Yeah.
that morning
Yeah.
I was driving while I was arguing with Jude because I couldn't just let it go. I'm like, you can't say, oh, it's because a politician is appointing 20 people as special assistants, is helping the economy. It is not helping the economy. It's not because
No,
those
you're
people are
not
not
helping the
delivering.
economy.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
delivering any sort of value.
They are not
So
adding value to
are
it.
not adding
There are no
value to
values
any.
being
Yeah,
added.
no value being added. So that's why I hated the political game, and you know, and I just left it and just went home. And I went my own way. You know.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. I see it. Okay. All right. The second part of this email, we didn't cover the second part of this anonymous email, but we're just
What
going
was
to
the second
let
part?
it. Is we're going to get there. It's
Okay,
about
okay, okay.
baddest buddies, but we're going to
Oh,
get there.
okay,
But
okay.
yeah, talking about getting there, talking about coming back. Somebody's back.
And with
Guess
this
who's
Allegedly,
back?
baby,
Guess who's back?
is
Guess
coming back. It's
who's
allegedly.
coming. They
back?
don't do photo. They don't do photo already. Everything's
Yeah, that
nice.
thing was.
Jagaban is not a
That thing
vindictive.
was.
He's not a vindictive emperor.
Yeah, and I think that's
Hmm.
where why he is who he is, right? He's someone who knows how to who knows how to like really bring people together, cut deals, and just just carry everybody along. And that's why he's Jagaban. That's why he's a very successful kingmaker, and the one like the third most influential Yoruba politician ever in the history of this
Wow.
country. I was
Yeah.
second, right? Or third? I was just a third.
Third,
Just because of who Awolo is. Yeah,
Awolowo,
let's just say third.
OBJ, Awolowo,
And
OBJ, Tinubu.
Tinubu. Yeah. So I don't think he's somebody who would grudge a lot.
Who holds grudges? Yeah.
Who grudges a
As
lot.
long
I
as
think
as
Ambode
long
must
as you
have
are useful to them.
Ambode might have also played his own part to say, you know what, Oga, I'm loyal. I was hot back then. I did World Press Conference. I over
Omo.
young. I was small now, busy
World
body
press
day.
Conference,
conference.
I do over ginger now. Over ginger, they worry me. No vex. They be no vex.
bro.
So
When your boss is
But the
now
role,
president, when your boss is now president, you have to apologize. Now it's 001. He has the full capacity of the state at his disposal. You want the fuck up now? I beg.
but the rollout was mad. We have to admit it, right? He
the
attended
rollout,
Sonolu's.
the rollout was mad, bro. The
It
rollout
was his
started from
birthday.
Ambody from whose
Sonolu
birthday?
attending his birthday.
Yeah,
No, no, no,
Sonolu
no.
attending his birthday. Thank you.
Yeah,
That
That's
was
how
when
the
it
Sonolu
rollout
started.
attended his
started.
birthday.
Thank
That's where it
you.
started from. Yes,
Yeah,
and they
Sonolu
even
attending
did
his birthday.
and they even did a press release that Sonolu congratulates Mambode, and
Thank
I was there's
you.
something
That was
up.
when I knew that something
There's
is
something.
cooking. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
for like
yeah, yeah.
5 years, Ambode was a ghost. They do as they say they don't know
Because
how.
because
Um,
you're not fucking calling me and accusing me
yeah, of doing drugs or being
of
of
spending
spraying
counterfeit
fake dollar,
money and being a drug
spraying for
person, and
dollar in
I'm
the
coming to
Yeah.
your
club.
bed. I'm
Yeah,
not attending your fucking
I ain't coming to your
birthday. If you
birthday,
throw
bro.
like, people have, bro, people have done less to me in this life, and I ain't fucking with them anymore.
That's why you're not in politics. That's why you're not in politics, my
you
guy.
know. That's why in politics, bro. No
Hmm.
permanent friend, no permanent enemy. That's politics, bro. But why I feel
Only
why I
permanent
don't feel
interests.
that applies to Ambode is because Ambode has nothing to. I don't think Ambode has any sort of important role to play in Tinubu's ambition. I don't know. I just feel that it's just a place of forgiveness, not a place of
Let's
I
wait.
need you. You understand what I'm saying?
Let's wait for the
It's just a place
ministerial
of I
list.
forgive
Let's
you.
wait.
Let's wait, yeah. But if somebody gets minister, that would be wild. That would be a good comeback. That would be a huge
Yeah.
comeback.
And it also served Tinubu because now Tinubu know that they will do anything to please him to be in my good books.
Hmm.
So do as I
Maybe
say
he can
now.
come back. Maybe he can come back to complete his 4 years. Then they know.
Co- Complete timetable. When it is MC Olomo that is next. You people are joking.
No, no, no. It's never really.
It never
That's not
reach.
happening. That's not
Okay.
It
happening.
never reach. But yeah, so the photo ops continued. Then there was Tinubu with the three, the governors who have succeeded him. So there was somebody there, Sonwolu and Fashola. That picture also dropped. Then before we know it, boom, we heard the news that
Alleged
Ambedizi
Mr. Ministerialist. I'm
you
busy.
know,
Should have
Ambedizi
part.
is
That's the hottest drop. Don't drop your album when
Osagi
Tinubu drops a ministerial list. Though. Don't drop your album when
Osagi
Tinubu
went
drops
for
ministerial
Ibuka.
list.
What's the name of that show on Ebony? Ebony? Is that Ebony? What's that
No,
show
no,
now? The
channels
Ebuka
now.
show. It's not channels.
no,
It's not
I
Oh,
channels.
forgot
I
the
know the
name of the
show.
show, but
Oh, I know the show. I know the show. I know the show. I know the show. I know the show you're
The
talking
show that
about.
he
It's
was
it
not
had
doing
Ebony
with
Ibuka.
Ebuka, it had Zena Balogun
Zena
Yeah, yeah, I know the
Balogun
show.
and
and Lamid
Is it the
Lamide
View?
Akintobi.
It's not the View. It's something
No, it's not the
Beautiful
something. That
people,
show
view.
all
was
three
very
of
good.
them. Oh,
That show was very
Yeah.
good.
bro,
That's when Mo was
They
on
asked
on
us.
TV. That's when
They
Mo
said
was on
Osagi.
TV.
They were telling us. They said Osagi. They said Osagi. If we mention something, just give us the first thing that comes to your mind. They said kill us. Osagi said Ambody. They just the way they moved on quickly.
Mm.
and the guy was
Like
and the
oh,
guy was
Ọmọ
governor.
ọlọ́mọ. Ọmọ ọlọ́mọ. City governor.
oh
The guy
the
the
way
guy
they
was
moved
governor.
on fast.
Bro, I was wilding, man. I was wilding back then. I was wilding. Well, yeah, man. That's politics, as you guys said. No permanent friends, no permanent enemies, only permanent interests. So
That's it,
please,
bro.
big learning for you guys again. For you guys that line up behind politicians to fight other people, to insult people on social media, or to hold grudges with family members or friends and family or whatever, right? Look at the politicians you guys stand. They are always going to embrace each other. When
Yeah, man.
their children are wedding, they all attend their kids, weddings or album concerts or
They
whatever.
will invite you for the wedding. You know, go see souvenir and
Because
collect.
I don't think these people need advice. So you know why? It's something. That's something they lead them. That's something they lead to these things. Is that joblessness,
Not true.
hunger? When job come,
33%,
or
nobody
being
will
33
tell
paid,
you.
percent
When you
or
are
they've been
busy,
paid.
or they've been paid. When you are busy, nobody will tell you not to focus on your life and leave position. I don't think these people need advice. They just need opportunities. They need food. That's it.
So yeah, tell the whole world Ambody is back. All
on a
right,
busy.
let's go to the baddest buddies. Let's talk about this.
What's the baddest
We all
baddies?
know what has happened. No,
Okay.
Ayo, we're going to save you the stress of mentioning and all that, right?
Okay. Thank
We,
God my
even
laptop.
we, I'm sure
Thank
we,
God my laptop battery was on there. So let's keep going.
uh so we're going to save you the stress of all that wahala, right? I just want to say that I have been proven right again.
Oh yes,
I've
everybody
said
knows
it
that.
before, and I'll say it again. The number one rule of engagement on social media is do not have shame.
Yeah. Be
If you
shameless
have shame, yeah, if you have shame and everything, you're not making it on social media out here.
at
You
all.
are not. You must not have shame. In fact, that shame, you must not have it at all. Once you don't have it and you display to the whole world that you don't have it, the platform will gladly reward you.
Hmm. The
This
algorithm will love you.
person has gone from having 400 and something thousand followers to 1 million in the space of what? In less than 2 weeks. Steve, tell me another growth hacking strategy that is better than this one.
None, man.
As a social
None.
media, Steve has a marketing background now. Now,
Oh
as a
yes now.
social, as somebody,
You get
yes,
like
now
seven
Steve has
degrees
an
now.
MBA. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Steve has
Got
an
like seven
MBA
degrees.
in
The
this
thing is
thing.
that you don't even put it, Steve. They MBA, CBC,
I'll go and
LSC.
put it
You
on LinkedIn. I
don't
was thinking
put
about
it.
it this morning.
Wait,
I'll go and put it on
Steve,
LinkedIn.
Thank you.
is your MBA? Have you put your MBA on your LinkedIn?
No, I'll go and put it
You
Nigga.
have
now.
shame. That's the problem.
You are too proud. That's
That's
your
the
problem.
problem.
You're proud. Your pride.
That's the problem.
Your ego.
I'll
You
go
have
and put it.
shame.
I'll go and put
Yeah,
it. Bro, listen,
you
it's
have
just
shame because see,
social. It's yeah.
LinkedIn,
LinkedIn is.
nobody has shame on that
It's like,
LinkedIn.
let me tell you. Do you know the most interesting thing now? The most funniest thing to me on LinkedIn now, seeing one particular
What?
person I know who has a job that he does not really know, right? He's not qualified for that job, but he has it because of something reasons. And I see
Oh
him
my
going on
god.
LinkedIn once in a while to just pretend as if he knows about the industry. So you just go and put some generic stuff on. So you just take a link of when he published a story about something, put his own thought about it, just trying to prove that. So every time he just drops something, because I know the game and I look at what he's talking about, I know that he does not know what he's talking about. The thing just is always funny. So anytime I just want to laugh, I just go on his LinkedIn.
Hmm.
I just start reading his posts. I just start
Lying
laughing.
through his teeth.
Bro, lying through his teeth. The posturing. I hate posturing. You know, I just hate posturing. I don't like when people try to to prove what they are not. Like he annoys me, but I've noticed that it's just the game. Everybody's just trying to eat, bro. Nobody, they don't kill anybody. You understand? So these days I don't yeah. These days I'm not that judgmental anymore. In fact, I keep telling myself I'll start doing it, right? Because at the end of the day, it's the game. You have to play the game to win. And they're doing that. So
Play by the rules of the
you know,
game, nigga.
that's it, bro. That's it.
At the end of the day, right? My kings, stay safe out here.
They
Stay far
say
out here,
My
man, bro.
kings,
It's a slippery
stay
road.
safe out
there's
here.
It's
there's
slippery
a
when
there's a
wet.
word there's a word that always rings in my head, right? Do not mess with people or do not do things with people who don't have anything to lose. It's been one of the greatest lessons I've
Yeah.
learned in
Hmm.
my life, right? And
Because
I can
the
say
lowest
that,
they'll go so
and I can
low.
say that, yeah, and that's my biggest disappointment with Davido. Not just because he's impregnating women or allegedly, or he's cheating on his wife. I'm not his wife. I'm not Choma. I don't know what their plan. I don't know how Choma feels now, so I can't be speaking for him. I can't be speculating on what I don't know about. So I have no business with his marriage or whatever his wife is. I don't have any business because I'm not in that family. It's a private issue. My own issue is the quality of people that you're messing with, it's below your stand. It's really beneath you, bro. You have to do better. You are Davido. You're one of the biggest Afrobeat stars in the world. You're the son of a billionaire. You are a potential billionaire. You should be smarter, bro. You should be able to choose better people. That's just my own take about this thing. It's not even about the whole cheating thing. Nothing concern me. A man can decide not to be
Hmm.
monogamous. Like it's not illegal, right? But he has to be smarter. That's just it.
Yeah, stay safe. See, Richard Templar, rules of is it rules of rules of wealth,
Rules of work,
right?
of love, yeah.
Rules of wealth. No, there's the wealth. It's even the wealth one,
Worth. Okay,
right?
okay.
Remember the three W's: women, weed, and wine.
Yeah.
Every man listening to this, and even women listening to this, right? These three things: women, weed, and wine. On the women's side, of course, it's I know it's
That's
Pride
man.
Month, but like it's
Yeah.
the equivalent is being the man and all that. But you get my
Yeah.
point. At the end of the day, you have to have some sort of um caution
Control.
stroke
Caution, yeah.
control
Yeah.
around your vices, no matter
Yeah.
what it is, so they do not be the end of you.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can't
And
allow them to lead you.
eh,
Yeah. I agree.
beyond the whole noise and everything, it's a teachable moment.
Yeah,
It's a
it is
Yeah.
teachable
actually.
moment. So, guys, if you are listening to this right now, and ladies, if you are listening to this right now, good people learn from their mistakes. Great people learn from mistakes of others.
Mistakes of others.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
pick,
Just
look
do the
after the whole
necessary.
noise and everything. Cut through the clutter. What are the
Someone,
teachable moments here? What are the lessons
someone,
to learn here? Take
someone
it and
tweeted
move on.
something like this about lessons. The other person that tweeted and said that he's not learning anything from this because no woman is keeping his pregnancy because he's broke as fuck.
Oh,
He's-
What's
he
wrong?
said the last girl that impregnated for
Twitter.
him, that
See,
removed pregnancy, he was even telling the girl, like, let's keep it. The girl was like, are you mad? What are we going to eat?
see, eh,
Now the,
you see
now the
that,
girl they
Steve.
advocate for the commodity.
You see that Twitter. When Tinubu wants to build his army, when Tinubu wants to expand the army, you should just go through Twitter. Like, find me the most stupid people that we can put in the forefront.
Oh, bro, this
Because Twitter,
someone started. The following morning, someone tweeted
no.
that he has been skipping all the video songs on his playlist. That the video is on 1 week punishment.
Oh my
See,
god.
it's even
Oh,
good that
God.
what Elon Musk needs to do that whole Twitter
You
maximum
should
shit
not
or whatever
try
they
it,
do, so
though.
that people not going to talk anyhow again.
But that thing was
It
wild.
ain't mad.
The following morning, 5 a.m., I've exceeded my limits.
But like,
I'm like, oh, this app is gone.
Baba, you go just scroll once. You just scroll once.
Thank God he
Mad.
stopped
Do,
it.
do you know what I,
Elon,
s- do you know what I
Elon
saw
Musk
on
is a
Twitter?
craze. Yeah.
Do you know what I saw on Twitter this week?
Obviously.
Well,
Someone said someone said by age 30, this whole I'm from a poor background stops. Anything
yeah,
from age
Now you
30
be the
Text.
going above
background.
is
Yeah, the
now your own
background.
background. I'm like, how did someone think of this nonsense? How?
Nigeria Twitter
Why are
is
people like
the best version of Twitter. You can't convince me otherwise. The best
no
timeline on
Nigeria
Twitter
Twitter?
is Nigerian Twitter.
I will still give it to Black Twitter. Black Twitter is insane,
But Black Twitter don't love
right?
us now. They said that one person tweeted
Osagz,
that
Nigerian Twitter,
Afrobeat is trash,
Nigerian
and we all came
Twitter.
for her.
Yeah.
And we came for
Osagi,
her, man.
Nigerian Twitter.
Nigerian
Nigerian
Twitter
Twitter.
is crazy. Yeah, Nigerian Twitter is crazy. No, Nigerian Twitter is crazy. We're very humorous people. That's it. We're very humorous people. Nigerian Twitter is another thing entirely. So shout out to the baddest buddies.
Mm.
Whether in Paris or in New York, shout out to you.
Or in Kenya and Cody, anyone.
Or in Lucky Phase
Yeah,
Anywhere.
1.
shout out to you. Oh my god. Lucky Phase One.
Admiralty.
There used to be a there used to be a time Lucky Phase One used to be the shit. Oh. What happened to that Lucky Phase One? What happened?
Everybody got there now. When everybody came there, we came the ghetto now.
Exactly.
Ah, Lucky Phase One. Anyways, can someone catch me up on this jam forgery thing?
Are your
Steve,
shoes?
you are the one that can best do this. I don't know Jack
Why?
about this. I
Okay.
woke up one morning and I saw it
We are
everywhere.
we are on our own. Oh. We are
Okay.
on our own. Oh. We didn't ask anybody. We are not asking. We Nobody was asking for who got the highest score in Jam this year. We're just on our own. We just started hearing news that there's this girl in Anambra State. She got 380. I don't know, 360 something. I don't know the score.
And the total score is what? 400, right?
400. Yeah. And she got three something something. You know, like different bodies started giving her. Anambra State gave her scholarship. Different bodies started coming to give her. Innocent gave her. You know, apparently earlier Anambra and Jam had announced the real highest scorer in 2023 Jam, but it wasn't newsworthy. Everybody moved on. So after days later, days later, Jam came and said that girl forged her result, oh, that she's not the highest scorer in this year's Jam. It was like, what is happening? One I started on Twitter, Igbos versus Yoruba, normal level. Those ones now started their own.
I just want to know why government agencies cannot have proper website and platforms where people can go, sign up, log in, check their results, or whatever they need to do on the internet, on their website, on the platform, right? And do it successfully. Why must the UX be bad? The UI is horrible most times, right? But uh, in terms of like, getting things done, I'm a very big fan of UX even before UI, right? If it's
Yeah.
functional enough, and it's the security, the state of security of the website is good enough, I don't think people can even start forging or making, I mean, people can do that, but if it's watertight enough, right? And the process is very simple. You go in, you log in, you check your your result, and your results are printed out, or your result is you know displayed on the screen, or you can receive a text picture. And these things are even possible. So how do people game the system? And if you know that people have started gaming the system, how have you walked around that? It should not be an argument at all. It should be that. And it didn't need to get to this point. Once the girl had announced, oh, she got the highest score. I believe when she announced a while back, Jamb congratulated her, right?
No, I don't think did Jam congratulator. I'm not sure.
But there were people that I heard that gave her cars. Someone
Oh
gave
yeah,
her a
yeah, yeah,
car.
yeah.
The
So
governor, like
yeah.
how is that all happening without them, doing their due diligence?
And because they believe that, so I think they just fell for the trick or for the leg over. They should have waited for Jam to announce if she was the highest scorer or not. But back to your question about government agencies not having functional websites. When agencies run on corruption and incompetence, you don't expect like the simplest things to be done in a sensible manner. And that's the problem we have in Nigeria. No government agency, the civil service runs on corruption, nepotism, and incompetency. So don't expect any world class service from them at all. That's why everything you have to do that concerns the government, you signing up for something, registering for something, or you want to collect something from a government agency, will take days, months, weeks from you because there are bottlenecks there to frustrate you so that you have to pay at the end of the day. So nothing qualitative or something competent can come out from the way our civil service is structured right now or government agencies are structured.
It's very painful. It's very
Yeah.
painful, and a lot of things can be avoided if the things just function properly. And it's not
Yeah.
difficult,
I ran into someone I
Steve.
know like a long time ago, right? I ran into him like I think December 2022. And we're just talking, and the guy said he leads the IT department of a very big government agency. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I know this guy does not know, bro. Hey God, bro, I
You don't
know
know
this guy does
cloud.
not know,
You don't think
bro.
cloud day.
He don't know anything. Like, I know I'm well, like, so like, and that thing, it still troubles me to today, like. And I checked, and he really does. Like he leads the IT department of a very huge government agency. And this is the kind of person now Osage is expecting, to roll out like a platform, and the UI and the UX will be like top. Like
Yeah.
it's impossible now. It's not going to happen. So bro, so for this,
Ordinary,
I
ordinary
just feel no
collecting your
matter
passport.
how, yeah, it's just who even Jam on their own has not been able to come out to say this is what this student did, this is how they faked it, this is how they forged the results, and this was their intention. I need something like what is the intention of this
Yeah.
girl or the people behind her? What like it's just confusing to me, and but bro,
So they're
Nigeria
just
don't
giving
care.
us,
But every day one new
they just
drama,
announce that it's fake, but show us the methodology, step by step. This is what
step by
she did.
step.
This is
And
how
how
it
what are
was
you
done.
doing? And what are you doing as an
And
agency to
yeah,
prevent
like
future occurrences like this?
this.
Um.
Yeah. Do they have to
Although
shut down these fake
to be fair
sites
to
that
them, they say they
produce
announced.
fake job results?
To be to be fair to them, they say they announced the highest, the person who had the highest score like a week before, a week
I
prior
don't know that.
to this girl's rollout, but it didn't go viral because people
Yeah.
don't really care. It's also from the same state, so I don't really know get the motivation behind forging this result. She has not been banned for 3 years. That's a girl, that's a 16, 17 year old
That's
girl
light.
who has had her picture photos splashed everywhere on the internet for like something as bad as this. She had like a life, laid like ahead of her, and she's just ruined it. 3 years now without writing Jamb in Nigerian university, meaning she's going to go to even private university now. You have to use Jamb or something. She has to use like remedial, pre-degree, or diploma. I don't know how. Like it really, and she sounds like a smart person. I don't understand. I really don't
She had a
understand
good
why.
score. She had a good score.
Yeah, I
Can
really
score.
don't
Do you know my
understand
own job
how.
score?
I really
You
don't
want to know my
understand how
jump score,
people. No, I don't
please?
want to know. I don't want to know.
Thank you.
No, no, we
I don't
don't.
want to know. Like
I
so
Yeah.
mean,
that
do you mean
people
your first attempt, Tayo?
so that people will
It's
continue to
only one
listen to this
attempt I did.
podcast.
After that, I did diploma straight up. I don't give a fuck about jump. I beg, because it doesn't make sense to me.
I just
Why
still has
you
it.
train me for
I just
six
still has it
years?
disdain.
Why you why you train me for 6 years and I'll write WAEC? Then you will now bring a whole new exam and now tell me entering university is dependent on this exam with a bunch of fucking questions that I've not seen. But you trained me for 6 years for a different exam, which I passed. You're not bringing another exam again. How will I do WAEC? I'll do NECO. You now say bring JAM
They
again.
didn't bring another exam. Jam has its own curriculum. They have
You
their
don't
own
want it,
curriculum that
bro.
you
Steve, when you do SAT, when you pass SAT, what do you do? What happens next? You enter college.
you
Nigeria is
enter
the only one that
college.
you do WAEC. After WAEC, you do JAM. After JAM, post UME, post everything. How many exams to enter?
On my side
Enter university that
on
will
my side and
strike.
starts supposed to me. The level of difficulty in getting
The
things done in
same.
Nigeria is just another level. I don't understand it.
There are
I
too
don't
many
get it.
bottlenecks. How many
You know.
exams will somebody write to enter a bloody university that will go on strike? That will you will spend 7 years in. It doesn't make sense now. One exam for all. Every if you pass it, enter university. Simple as that. Just one
Yeah,
man.
it's painful. What is even most painful for me is how they splatter the girl's face everywhere. And
Yeah.
our news platforms, the
That
aggregators,
irresponsible.
nobody.
Yeah.
Ah,
They go jack
man.
'em
See, right
now.
now it's the Wild Wild West, though. It's the
That
Wild Wild West.
irresponsible.
Everybody,
Pray your photo is not outside on the internet for anything wild, man.
everybody just put the whole damn thing on online. And the lady now, everything is just there. And you know how this the internet never forgets her name, everything.
Never,
Bro,
never.
there's a rape case in the English Premier League right now,
Yeah.
and everybody's reporting it. The Athletic reported it. They didn't put the name of this person. We don't know who this player is.
You can't
Are you
fuck
talking
with UK
about
laws now.
the
They go sue you.
Arsenal players case? Or another one?
Oh, is
No,
an
this
Arsenal player.
Well, the one that's
no,
been
there's a
happening,
one.
the one that's been happening from last season, right?
No, there's a
Yeah,
different one.
yeah,
There's a hidden case where the player is not mentioned. Even his clubs. I don't think his club has been mentioned.
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
The
yeah.
player is not mentioned. The club is not. He's on the Athletic. The player
Yeah.
is not
Yeah.
No, no,
mentioned.
no.
The club is not
Let me tell
mentioned.
you, I've been so did I say it, man, I don't know. Nigerian media, bro,
But you're
it's
comparing apple and oranges. Nigerian media
I've been
and you
yeah,
British press.
yeah, it's true. I-
You know.
the
Yeah,
way
it's
this girl
crazy.
the way the girl has been reported has been very careless. It has been very reckless.
Very, very, very
Very,
careless. A
very
young girl
careless.
now. You can't be putting all
Yeah.
her information. She's underage. You can't be putting her
She's a
information
minor,
out
no
there.
matter
She is
what.
on
She's a minor, no matter what. Yeah.
They didn't protect her. Nothing. Just threw everything out there. Then
Protect
I
to
have a huge problem right now. Any small thing that happens, any small altercation, anything that happens right now in Nigeria, they've pulled out the phone and they're recording. I mean, this happens everywhere, anyways. Don't let me even
Yeah,
say
Oh, it
in
yeah,
happens
yeah, it was
Nigeria.
everywhere.
everywhere. It's
I'm
just the
just
news.
annoyed that it's happening in
World
Nigeria.
Yeah,
Star.
You
You
know,
know World Star now.
not
World
funny
Star.
enough, not even the wall star kind of thing where people are fighting, pull out the phone. It can be an argument in a restaurant. Before you know it, someone has just pulled out the phone.
Yes, now
It's
you don't want
almost
to go
like you're
viral.
pulling out the phone as a way to weaponize the whole thing so you can take it to social media and run your narrative and destroy the person. That's how I
Yep.
see it. And this is happening everywhere. I'm just particular about Nigeria because it
And
never
now there
used to
you phone.
happen like that. Now you've pulled out the phone. Everybody's
Where
recording.
they put that
Any
phone?
small thing they don't they record. And
Yeah,
guess what? You will now sit down, balance well. After eating lunch, a bar, negusi, you will now go to Facebook or wherever, you will now press upload. Some of those videos are nasty as that, and they will press upload. The one that
yeah.
is
Facebook is
nasty
wild.
is you look into the camera, you start crying, then you stop crying, then you press upload.
Oh, shit happens, man.
Shamelessness.
It's a
Ah,
crazy world.
social media has changed the characters of the behavioral patterns of people I know, and it's very sad, very
As
very
Future said,
sad.
man. It's an evil world we live in.
Sensation.
Excuse me, why are they comparing Future and Burna? What's going on? Who is comparing
Future and
Future and
who?
Burna Boy?
Who did that?
Please,
Burna
please,
Boy.
please.
I saw it on
Starship in
social media.
that's social media.
Oh,
They're
it's a
hungry.
Starship thing.
33%. 33%. They don't get money right
Oh,
now.
I didn't know. I
So
just saw it Future and Burna Boy. And they saying, "Oh, Burna Boy is better than Future is bigger." I was just like, come on, guys. Like, first of all, be realistic. Second of all, why are you going to compare someone as talented as Burna Boy, right, to Future, who is equally talented in his own way? But like, what started the comparison? Two different artists, two different styles, and everything.
To the same
two
What
different
genre,
genres
started
of
the
then
whole
music.
thing?
different genres.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, what started the whole thing? Anyways, please, before they now cut my vocal and put it on album again.
Come on, you go pay us 20% too.
Without royalties.
Run me,
Ah,
run me my check, please.
I've suffered a
And I
You
need
lot.
a
want the check?
plaque. I need a
You
plaque too when
suffered.
that song goes platinum. Thank you.
Ah, Elon Musk.
Hello,
Elon.
lo, 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 lo.
First of all, I want to say something about Twitter, right? If Elon Musk decides to charge everybody $8 for
Me,
whatever
I'm leaving
amount,
now.
even
I
if he
don't have money.
reduces it, no,
I'm
but
going.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, and here's my argument. You are enjoying Twitter, you should pay for it.
I
Look
beg,
at
I
look at
beg.
how many people. So the guy said, "Hey man, once you scroll down for 600, if you check out 600 tweets or you scroll through 600 tweets, you know, you've used your quota for the day." And then they had different,
That's
you had the KIDA system and then had
yeah.
different limits for different people, right? There's a
Mm-hmm.
theory that, he didn't pay for the cloud services,
No,
right?
so the thing is that he's
There's an
paying Google right now $1 billion for cloud services, and he wants
yes,
to stop
yes.
that next month. So he's looking for a way to chip in costs. So that's why he's doing this.
There's that theory. There's also the theory that, and I sent this to someone 2 days ago, that they are running massive bots, and then that's what's taking up a lot of space,
Oh yeah,
right? And he's
yeah.
trying to purge the bots. Someone did a whole breakdown on that and all that,
Someone someone
right?
said that that companies are also using information on Twitter to run their to train their AI, and they're not paying Twitter. So he needs to get all those services out of there.
Yeah, so all that is going on, right? And then, you know, people on their righteous horse are then
No, no, no.
attacking this guy
Osage.
and just attacking the
Yeah,
whole
I'll
thing.
attack him.
Let me
I'll
let me
attack him.
explain. Let
I'll
me
attack him.
explain. Let me explain.
Yeah,
People are
land.
addicted to Twitter, right? This platform is free. Fine, they're
Yes.
taking your data, they're doing XYZ, blah blah blah. But largely it's free, right? You don't pay anything for it.
Yeah,
And this
most of
guy
their
is trying
services
to
are free.
fix and this guy is trying to it's his business. It's free. We don't pay for it. People should not be
Yeah.
complaining. Shut the hell
But
up. Don't
we don't
complain.
pay for Facebook or Instagram now or TikTok or Snapchat now.
But
And those are
and
profitable
that's why.
businesses now.
And Twitter is not profitable yet, and he's trying to make it profitable. So he has to change the model, change something, which
But is
is
there a possibility that he's picking a bad model to run Twitter?
he's the richest man in the world. I don't think we can critique it like that.
Osagi, when it comes to Afrobeats, I know
And when
more
I mean the
Afrobeats.
richest man,
I know more
when I
Afrobeats than
mean
Elon Musk.
I know. And when I'm saying
Uh-huh.
he's the richest man in the world, I'm just saying he has money in the world. What I'm trying to say is that this man has run several businesses,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that one. Yeah.
That are
He knows
profitable
how to
or
make he knows
whatever.
how to make things profitable. Well, yeah, I agree.
You understand? If he's
Mm.
trying to make decisions for this platform, let him do it. It's not your
But you
business.
but you
If
know
you are
it
tired of it,
affects.
leave the platform.
But you
Then
know, okay,
leave.
let's look at this. If you're a journalist, it affects monitoring of news too. That's
It's
the downside.
free. Ayo, I know, but it's free. It's free. The
Okay,
platform is
there's no
free.
problem. Mark Zuckerberg is coming to our rescue, so he can do
Uh-huh.
whatever he wants to do with Twitter. Shout out
So
to
what's
him.
Mark Zuckerberg doing?
So Mark Zuckerberg has an app coming out on Thursday for Americans, and it will come out to the rest of the world on Friday. It's called. Let me look for it because I've pre-installed it already. Hold up a minute. Hold
Threads.
up a Threads. Yeah, it's called Threads, and some people have been given early access to it, and they said it's just a clone of Twitter, basically. And yeah, we'll see what I know. Zuckerberg has been trying to get his own Twitter for a while, so he's finally gotten it right now. And like the shark he is, he's smelling blood, and is ready to roll out on Friday. So let's see what that is about. But the other alternatives to Twitter right now, Blue Sky, Truth Social, Mastun, I think, or Mastoof.
Mastodon.
Yeah, yeah. But the problem is that
Bro,
most of those other guys don't
anybody
have
joining all
enough
that
money.
shit.
They are not joining on that shit. The problem is that most of those other apps don't have the cash to burn like a Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg can draw $20 billion to this and he won't flinch. But the other guys don't have that kind of cash. They're not that liquid. So whatever it is. But it has been rolled back. Elon Musk has seemingly rolled back his dictatorial policy. So yeah, on to the next.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't have a
believe that
problem with
guys will run the
Musk.
company the way
I
it
don't have a
is.
problem with Musk. He overpaid for an app, and he's
Yeah, he
busy
paid for
looking for
another
ways.
yeah, for an app that wasn't
He's
making
looking
money.
for ways to monetize it and looking for ways to make it better. He's not a dumbass. Like, he's a smart guy.
And also, that
He's
the
trying to
money,
figure it out. And
the money.
I hate
Oh,
when people
sorry, Steve.
expect perfection from people. Like it happened with Mikel Arteta, right? We saw a guy who we watched a guy who was a captain of a club who retired from football, went to become an assistant manager to a coach. Then his first coaching job was Arsenal. Like, do you know how big that was? As a rookie manager, he made a lot of mistakes, which is allowed in life. Like, it's
Hmm.
allowed, like it's life. Wait, you can't be perfect. And we've watched this guy learn from his mistakes and get better, and his team has gotten better. And people are not saying, I'm surprised. No, it's how life is. Nobody comes out as a finished article. Like there's a process to things, right?
Hmm.
And people should be
Yeah.
allowed to follow those processes. Elon Musk is follow. He has never operated in social media before. He has. I think. I don't know if he has. He has. I think he has in the past. But this is the at the scale of Twitter. This is the first time he's handling such a company. He's allowed to try out anything. He's going to try. That's the.
You
That's
know the problem with
the.
Elon Musk. You
That's
know the problem
that's
with
the
Elon Musk.
essence of a lead. That's the essence of being an agile manager. Like you understand. You change. You
Hmm.
try many processes and and things and do trials before you see the one that works and you go on with it. Your ability to change and learn and adapt and that's what makes you a great product, like a great company now for you to come out with great products. So I don't have any
You know
problem
the
with
problem
Elon
with Elon
Musk.
Musk.
People have been insulting him. Me, it's his app. Anything he wants to do it, let him do it. You get. We're not
This is
going
how
anywhere.
this
There's
is how
nothing.
we do
Nobody's going to rival
Steve,
Twitter for now in the next 10 years.
Steve, Steve,
Hmm.
Steve. This is how Nigeria got where it is when we saw bad leaders. So it's a country. Let them keep doing it now, and we are here where we are right now, 2023.
He's not killing it. Now. He tried something. He tried it for a day. It didn't work, and he rolled it back. I don't understand. Why are we not
Eh,
complaining?
I'm not complaining, but it is what it is.
I think,
Anyway,
like I've said, people should actually pay because people are gaining more
But
than
that
I
paid
mean everybody. Some
services,
people, well,
that paid
huh?
services on
Paid
Twitter now.
service.
That yeah,
Like
I'm not going to pay,
Twitter
sure.
Blue, Twitter Blue
I'm not
is
making
paid for
money
now.
from it. So why will I pay?
Yeah, and people are uploading movies right now on Twitter, full movies, full episodes of
yeah,
series on Twitter, and
I
that's
saw
a
Apple published the episode one of their series Silo, the full
oh
thing.
yeah. It makes sense for them to do that. Anyway,
Hmm.
and what else?
All right, we have an Ask the Giants. This is
All
from
right.
Big Fool Techie. Dear Giants,
Mm.
I've been a fan since the Brimo episode. Was sad you guys left, but I've not missed any episodes since y'all came back. So I dated this babe between 2019 and 2020. But this babe broke up everything on the 5th of January 2021. Went on went on to date another guy, but this new guy was just trash, cheating in a new relationship, making the babe cry, not even trying to provide the basics with a sprinkle of domestic violence. This guy was fucking up, especially during the final year in school, and this babe was actually suicidal at that point. I just took charge of the situation. I made sure she was fine, made sure every single need was taken care of from the biggest to the least thing. Our relationship just grew from September 2021 till let's say June 17. I made sure everything needed was met. There were things were going well between us, or so I thought, until April 29. I didn't say hi on Salah morning, was offline all day. This babe started messing up, so I increased my spending again, going above the regular. This May, she lied her phone was stolen and it wasn't. Started talking to me less, not even ready to say hi. I also overspent on her birthday this May just to prove a point. I really started complaining this June after asking, no, sorry, really started complaining this June, asking what the matter was. And this babe started saying it can't work, that she's Muslim and I'm Christian, saying her family won't allow, and that I don't understand her religion. In brackets, he says he was ready to convert. She said I didn't ask her out properly. Someone that was always saying we were dating, even this April, saying I was the best thing that happened to her, that she loves me. Okay, Omo, I want meant. I had to check my spend to notice I've spent millions since September 2021. Chain phones like water. I've not asked for sex. We've not met physically since we started dating again. And I didn't ask for shit. Just that she loved me back. I've been so supportive like crazy. See, I'm on the brink of madness at this point. For context, there's a 4 years gap between us, and I'm 29. My fellow giants,
If I talk within in my mind, this guy go hit me.
my fellow giants. That's why we're
my,
here.
my
That's
brother,
why we're here.
my
My
brother,
fellow
you've been
giants.
you've been financially and emotionally swindled.
Lounge.
There's
Lounge.
no going back about.
Lounge,
There's
I'm
no
not here.
going.
Okay, I think that's why we're here. Me,
Alonge.
I know the here.
My
Did you just
brother,
call me Alonge?
Yes, sir. It's the
that's
French
the
pronunciation of
French,
Alonge.
the,
Yeah.
the francophonized
Alonge.
Yeah.
it. My brother, what you have to do is pick up your shoes, put it under your armpit, and walk to your house. The small
No,
pride that you have, just use it
that's
to
not
walk
what
to
he
your
has
house.
that's not what he has to do. What he has
What
to
does he have
do,
to do, Steve?
listen to me properly. For everyone out there listening to me right now,
Under the sound of his voice, please listen to him.
hearing the sound of
Steve,
my
can you speak up,
voice.
please?
Okay. For everyone listening to me right now, I'm about to give you the truth. Nothing but the truth. This is the most honest I've been since we started recording this podcast in different iteration from Loose Talk Giant to Loose Talk 2.0, whatever Loose Talk version you were
Oh, why?
listening to. This
He
is
would
the
like this
most
guy.
honest version of Steve Diddy. The only thing this guy has to do is to love himself. He does not
Mm,
love himself.
Hmm.
Yeah, he does not love
wow.
himself. If you
You're so
love
nice.
yourself, you're not going to allow anybody to put you in a position where you'll be on the brink of madness. You are not going to
Hmm.
even give anybody that opportunity. For you to be in this position, it means you don't love yourself. Love yourself.
Hmm.
That's
Title
the
of the
title of this
podcast.
podcast.
Thank you
Love
very much, bro.
yourself.
My
If you
brother, you're
Do you
have
want
lucky
to
that Steve is
expand
not
if
the
you
on?
answer.
have if you respect yourself, you have high regards for yourself, like you carry yourself well, you love yourself, nobody will ever treat you like this. Nobody on God's green earth. Love yourself. That's all from me. Steve Diddy. Till next time.
You're lucky, brother, that
Thank you
is
very
Steve
much.
that Steve has answered your email.
Well, I think between Steve and Ayo, it's quite it's a very similar message. Ayo says, pick up your shoes, put it under your armpit, and just beja run.
They go your
Steve
house.
says, love yourself. And I see, a similar, I see the similarities, between both messages, which is you can take a step back, right? And you can be very analytical with it. Take a step back and just try and note down the things that this lady has committed, right, towards building this relationship. That's the most important thing. And if she says that, where did you say it? Let me see. If she says that she cannot continue with the relationship, my brother, let me tell you something from experience. Whether she's telling the truth or she's not telling the truth, she has told you she doesn't want to go forward. Take that as a strong signal.
Yep.
Let that signal fill up your phone. 5, 6G. The bar is full. The strong signal. Take it. Eh? Like I was saying, count your losses and just go.
Man. And learn from this
And
lesson, bro.
and just go. I've been told personally, I was in a relationship. The person told me we're we're the same what do you call it? Genotype.
Mm,
It's not going to work. After how many period of how many years?
mm.
You now say we're the same genotype. You are now realizing we're the same genotype. Ha, God of mercy.
Your own is better now.
you know,
Person not
but
person not tell me
that
say, I wish you were gay.
mhm.
I wish you were gay.
Ah.
That's the zoning. The zoning where they say, I wish you were gay. I say yes. That's the day I know that yes, it's all over. God is good. God is good motors. Where are
I'm
you? Let me
I'm
go to my
I'm not
house.
I'm not even going to do a deep dive on that right now
That you can't do
because
that
we
one. That
we
one is
might
it's
we might do
trauma.
another hour here.
That's trauma right there.
You know. So my brother, as my co-hosts and co-collaborators and friends have shared with you, Steve says, love yourself. If you love yourself, you will not allow anybody to put you in a situation like this. So start to love yourself now. And if you do, you just see that you start making the moves and you start moving in the direction where what things start opening up for you and you feel better. My other co-host Ayomide has said that you have been financially and emotionally defrauded.
Defrauded my brother.
Count your losses
I move on.
and move on and
Yeah.
love yourself.
Love
If you need to
yourself.
seek therapy, please do because these things are not as easy as what we are seeing.
Yeah,
If you
so
need to
you need
seek
It's
therapy, my
easy,
therapy,
brother.
oh. It's easy, oh. When
No,
you love
because this guy's
yourself.
not, you know what?
Hmm.
This guy's going to carry hate in his heart for a while.
Hmm.
Trust me. He's
mm-hmm.
going to carry hate in his heart for a while and he's going to do worse to women. I'm telling you. If he doesn't go for therapy right now,
My brother, first things first, do not rebound. Calm
no
down.
rebound. Though.
Love yourself.
Ehen.
Love
Love
So
yourself.
yourself.
Go on
Love
that money you're
yourself.
I
using.
don't talk my
Go on a
own.
vacation.
Love,
Use that,
love
calm
yourself.
yourself
Understand.
down.
Bro, I
Calm
know how
yourself.
Spending
you feel. I've
millions.
been there. I've been there. I didn't spend millions,
Eh,
oh. I won't lie.
where
I
the
didn't
millions
spend
they?
millions.
Where would they
I didn't have
hungry?
the mil.
They chop me.
I did not have.
They chop roadside indomie. And for me for even first fight you.
God, no, they
When they
cast
chop
me now. Which kind of nonsense be this now? Why they
Steve,
cast me like this now?
Steve, when they chop Supreme Pot. When they
Eh,
chop
Supreme.
Supreme Pot.
Why not they do like this now?
Oh, well,
Why not the
God, damn.
cast boys like this now?
God,
Omo,
damn.
we don't they chop Indomie before they create hungry man size.
Oh
Hungry
my god,
voting.
see.
Indomie, the amount of
uh,
sodium in my body,
One
God.
more.
Oh,
God of mercy. But it is what it is. My brother, again, it's very important. Love yourself. If you need to seek therapy, there are apps like BetterHelp, right? There's I think I believe there's Calm. There are some apps where you can
a
actually
stock
book therapy
space.
sessions. There's Talkspace. Thank you. There's Talkspace. I used Talkspace some time back. You know, there's BetterHelp. There's Talkspace. Those two. I don't think Calm does sessions. Those ones they just do meditation. But you can
Yeah, no
also do it
meditation.
meditation. There's what's the one I always use? What's that one I always Shine for
Yeah,
meditation.
yeah, no shine.
Yeah, because you need those things. You need to get in the zone. And I hope you do exercise. Go for cardio. Take evening walks or morning, whatever kind of walks you want to do, please. Or get your head out of there. You know, this is also a very good time to pick up a project.
Yeah, definitely. Keep yourself productive, busy, at the end
You
of the
know,
day.
you know.
Hmm.
So I wish you all the best. I wish you the very best. And yeah,
And
that's
don't
that.
don't don't join the red pill
If you're in,
movement.
if you're in
Just run away
Lagos,
from
hit me.
there,
If you're
please.
in Lagos, hit me up. Let me give you some buddies that will love you as you love yourself.
Do not listen to
Hey,
see Steve. You just told him love what? Love
No,
yourself.
yourself.
why he's loving himself? I'll give him buddies that will love him. You know,
Mm-mm,
so
mm-mm.
we use that in cure
This is
heartbreak when
no. This
those
is what they call
when good boys when them break good boys' hearts, you give them buddies. We go give them. Ah, God. I used to be a master
We go
in that,
shake
but
I,
I've repented. We go
we will
shake
shake
the
their
see
constitution.
more.
We go shake
the
your brain.
The guy. I
the
remember a guy
danger
calling me
in
the next
that.
morning. Say, I remember the guy calling me one morning. I was like, why I can't they disturb myself for that guy? Eh? See, babe. I say, hey, now you are talking.
Dead. They don't
The one
finish my guy.
the body don't scatter your head.
They don't watch my
So
guy.
please, I would not. I do
No, I was
not
just joking. I was
advise
just
this.
joking.
I
I
do
was
not
just
advocate
joking.
for
I was
this
just joking.
because the young man can go and fall in love with the body, which is going to be worse.
Oh, now there you all know.
And I
You're on your
true,
own
if you
there.
go fall in love with bad you.
Nobody
From
fall in love
frying to
with
what?
hellfire.
From
Not even fire.
frying to fire.
The hellfire.
Mhm. So please, stay clear. We've seen how bodies can be desperate. We've seen it in the past few days. Please, thank you. On that
One love.
note, on a sad note, but on this note, I'd like to um come
Not a
to the
sad
end
note.
of
We just delivered a young man. He's 29.
it's
Yeah.
We just
From the
delivered him
clutches of
from
heartbreak.
the clutches of demons, blood sucking demons, right?
Demons. Vampires.
Vampires,
they say
demons. So it's not
they
a sad
say
note, brother. They said the angels rejoice and dance
that's what I was just about
anytime.
to say.
It's so anytime you soul,
Soul,
it's just
soul
regrets.
is one. Anytime
They
a
do so
soul is
that you
one, the
won.
heavens rejoice.
Yeah, we
I
rejoice,
was
my brother.
literally about to say that, Steve. Steve, you're a fraudster as well.
Only police strikes once again.
They say rejoice, so let us rejoice. Let us
Rejoice.
rejoice.
There's joy in the
Yes.
land. Yeah, come on, man.
We've won his soul back.
One is
Yeah,
so
man.
bad.
From the clutches of the devil.
My brother,
Demons.
write us 2 months, 3 months from now, and let us know. And I hope when you write us, you don't tell us you went back.
Oh, your honor.
Please.
Or your.
we'll,
Uh-huh.
we'll look for his IP and block him from listening to this podcast.
We'll call DSS. Since DSS don't get job again, we'll call DSS. Say, please, can you block his IP for us?
We'll block his IP permanently. We won't listen to this podcast anymore. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And yeah, we'll catch you next week. My name
We'll be
is
back on
Osagz.
schedule next week, Monday.
My name is Ayomide Tayo, AOT2.
PD. Signing signing out.
Wow. Wow. God is
Yeah,
good.
because we just won a
Guess
soul,
what?
so
Yo,
I'm in a
The
good
angels are
mood.
rejoicing.
yo,
The angels
The
are
angels are
rejoicing.
rejoicing. The heavens are rejoicing.
catch you guys on the next episode. Cheers.
I
Yep.
feel